Welcome back to the party, everybody. This is Morty, and I am your host, Lunch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Everybody hit that like and subscribe. You know I would do it for you, and let's party. Big shout out to the replay gang. Thank you so much for coming back to watch this, even though you missed the live party, guys. That is the best part, so make sure you are here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. So hit that subscribe, ring the bell, and you will never miss an Indian Jesus live party ever again. If you'd like to support the channel, head on over to TheIndianJesus.com for your very own official merch. We got a whole bunch of stuff you can get a throw pillow only at TheIndianJesus.com. Guys, we do also have a Discord server that is absolutely free to join 24/7. We are in there hanging out, having a great time. It is an awesome place to meet people and have interesting conversations. A completely free speech platform. And again, guys, it is absolutely free to join. Definitely come and join us. However, if you are a member of this channel here on YouTube, you can scroll right below the video, hit that join button. There's a few different tiers here with different perks, but it starts at just $2.99 a month to get into, gets you members only live streams here on YouTube, all that other good stuff. And it opens up the full Discord server, including the voice channel, which has our after party and other stuff. So as soon as we are done here on YouTube, we're heading over there, and we don't have to worry about any YouTube censors or anything like that. And you are not stuck behind your keyboard. You're actually on screen with me and everybody else. So we do after parties, we do watch parties. It is a good time. Definitely come and join us. Who we got? Shout out to King Nirvana. Welcome to the party. Guys, I am warning you now. It's gonna get a little bit dark tonight. Obviously we are very much aware that there is a border crisis, and with Trump winning the election, we definitely hope that that's going to get turned around and we can see plans for that. We already see foreign policy stuff falling in line, but there's a little bit more at the border than we really knew about. Of course, a while back, what was it? What's his face? Dr. Phil was on The View, and he was talking about how he went down to the border and he was talking to the CBP agents, and unaccompanied minors would walk up with numbers on their arms, and they would have nothing else but that number, and they would call, and they would know that it's like a cartel or a gang member, and they would have to send them anyway. And it blew everybody's mind. And somehow the story that has not become the biggest story ever. And so shout out to Tim Pool, who brought in a couple of people to talk about that. We are definitely get into the darkness. But really quick, shout out to Jonathan Keller. My goodness. Thank you so very, very much for the 1999. Said, you are the man. Jonathan, you are the man. And of course, every donation comes with a treat for Morty. And oh my goodness, we starting out hot tonight. Shout out to Dixon Sider with the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you. So very, very much appreciated. Welcome to the party, guys. And of course, again, if you were just gifted a membership, make sure you are in the Discord. I just dropped the link again for you one more time. Members, you get full access. Thank you so very, very much, guys. And both of you are now the co-sponsors of the stream. Thank you very, very much. Without further ado, guys, let's dive right in. As always, if you cannot hear the video, please do let me know.
People who did the crime will, go
to I'm going to tell you a story that one of our members was down on the border, and this is a very important story. And this is early on when the Biden administration came in, and things started changing radically down on the border. All hell broke loose down there. The doors were opened. Every criminal, everything was let them in. Okay. An investigator was down there, and he was standing around one of the areas in the border, and he fell into the ground. He sunk. His feet sunk. And when he looked down, he pulled his foot up, and what does he do? He discovers a little body. Ooh. He starts to kick the dirt around, bends down, and discovers it's a baby that had been gutted, literally.
Oh my God.
So he looks down.
Gutted. A baby that has been gutted. Shout out again to both our co-sponsors, Dixon Sider and Jonathan Keller. Very, very, very much appreciate you guys. Indeed. Dixon rules. So do you guys. Love it, love it, love it. But yeah, so this is a little bit of what we're getting into. Like I said, it's going to get a little dark. Shout out to Indie Film. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, we got somebody on Kick. Let's see if it's somebody soliciting or actually somebody watching the show. Digital James said, hey, stream buddy, I checked out your stream. Looking great. I saw you're working toward affiliate status on Kick. No, I'm not. Digital James goes on to say, if you're looking to grow your audience, I'd be happy to help. Feel free to reach out on Discord. My username is Seth James. I'm good. Welcome to the party, guys. Let's do it. Yeah, so in case you missed that,
And what is
oh yeah, I skipped a little bit of the beginning. These women, they'll go back and talk about their exact positions, but basically they were working in the offices where they knew what's going on down at the border, and they were talking, just that it's gotten worse and all that kind of stuff, and we kind of just jumped into this story. So let's go back a little bit more.
an investigator was down there, and he was standing around one of the areas in the border, and he fell into the ground. He sunk. His feet sunk. And when he looked down, he pulled his foot up, and what does he do? He discovers a little body.
Ooh.
He starts to kick the dirt around, bends down, and discovers it's a baby that had been gutted, literally.
Oh my God.
So he looks down across the landscape, and he discovers bumps in the landscape. So this is a ground where the cartel and the criminals are taking babies from people, because this is what they do. And we know the stories of, women that come across these borders and their children are taken for money. I mean, they're threatened, their lives are threatened. It's a very disgusting, evil thing that's going on. And people need to understand this is the most evil time in our life. It's actually biblical right now. And we need to understand the depths of the evil. And
as an atheist, I will agree with that. When you hear what is going on, and again, this already, but to hear the details, I mean, the only thing worse would be to actually see it happen. But to hear the actual details is mind-boggling.
Children are the victim. They're the most way that believing, I'm a heavy believer. My faith is very strong. You have to have faith to get through the stuff that we see and go through in our lives. My family's been persecuted. We had to have faith, and you got to understand that this is a piercing of Christ's heart to get a child. The old saying, you put a millstone around your neck. I'd rather put a millstone around my neck and throw you in the ocean if you hurt a child. And that's really where we're at. We're at a time period where it's got to end. They do everything they can do to use that baby. And by the way, abortion is another issue. I'm going to throw this out at you. Let me throw this at you. This is used in child trafficking. It's not just, feminists want, their bodies, women want their bodies, and I got free rights and all that. This is even worse. They got little girls down there, they're breeding. So they're breeding babies, and they're bringing them over, and they're sending them into abortion clinics. So James O'Keefe broke stories about Planned Parenthood a long time ago. Nobody listened to him. Nobody listened to what they were doing with those baby parts.
And that's a big part of this, is to see how many of these issues are so directly connected, and that the border and people coming into this country illegally is such a connective tissue to all of the bad things. All of the bad things, it's connected to people coming here illegally.
Well, so the left doesn't want to listen.
No, but people need to understand that there's a lot of people that have exposed things in the past that we need to understand is not conspiracy anymore. There is no more conspiracy. It's been happening.
Yeah. Well, the conspiracy is that the government has it under control, or that it's not happening. That's the conspiracy.
Oh, yeah, and I heard. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say. I don't remember exactly when it was. It was probably about a year ago, listening to Tom Homan. I was at an event he was at. And I think just most people don't realize the depth of depravity of people. And Tom got teary-eyed talking about an 18-month-old. And this 18-month-old, who was no longer alive, had been raped in every orifice. This is an 18-month-old.
Jeez. 18 months. Now, yeah, of course we could say, a 14-year-old, that's nasty, and it is, and it's horrible. But there's just something a little bit different when you're talking about an 18-month-old baby. And they know about it.
And people don't realize the depth of what's happening. They don't know what's happening to the kids. Kids were telling us about the sexual assaults that they had been through coming to our border. And then once they're here in our care, there are NGOs. DOJ just indicted some folks at Southwest Key, which is one of the largest Latino-led NGOs, for raping children in their care as young as 5. I think people just don't understand what's really happening. I think the average person doesn't.
I certainly didn't. I mean, you can tell me over and over and over, but there's a big difference between understanding intellectually what these words mean and having a frame of reference for the actual implications of that. And I even as we listen to this, I don't have a frame of reference to understand that level of depravity. But we can't not talk about it.
Doesn't have a category for like who is going to rape a 3 or 4 or 5-year-old. This is stuff that I wish I never knew. I wish I could bleach my brain. But once I was hearing stories from the kids, you can't.
She's like, I know it, so now you got to know it.
No, you can't deny it.
Yeah.
I want to just show this real quick too. This is from Fox News. Dr. Phil tells View host about horrific fates for some migrant children at southern border. Quote, we are using...
and you can see the date published February. So this was February of this year. And we are now in November. And we're still just like letting it happen. We're still just letting it happen. Shout out to AIM. Welcome to the party. Very good to see ya.
From Fox News. Dr. Phil tells View host about horrific fates for some migrant children at southern border. Quote, we are using American tax dollars to ship children into known prostitution and sweatshops, Dr. Phil said. Because I know there's going to be a lot of people who are exposed to this for the first time, and they're going to say, this is crazy. This stuff's not happening. Well, take it from Dr. Phil on The View when he said American tax dollars are shipping children into prostitution. Children.
And I don't even necessarily blame somebody for wanting to kind of brush this off as a conspiracy theory, because who would want to believe that this is what really happens? Who would want to believe that?
Yeah. So how does that happen? I think people just don't understand how that happens. Well, right now in this program that's called the Unaccompanied Children Program, this is part of HHS. Now,
are you talking about the refugee resettlement program?
Yes.
Yes. I actually mention that very frequently on the show, because that's the means with which the Democrats are trying to transport illegal immigrants into different states, specifically purple states, in order to turn them blue, trying to get a Democrat majority so they can have essentially what would turn into a one-party rule. It is, so please go on. But the program is called the Refugee Resettlement Program. It's run by the HHS. So
and then exactly as Am said, turning a blind eye makes us accomplices, which is why, despite the fact that I don't really want to talk about this, I feel like I wouldn't be doing justice to this platform if I heard about this and didn't share it with you guys. Sorry.
It'll be interesting to see if Bobby Kennedy has something to say about all this. I can assure you.
That's cool. It's really exciting.
Yes, his team is all over this. They are not into child trafficking, I can assure you. So things are going to change. But in the Office of Refugee Resettlement, they have a program called the Unaccompanied Children Program. And these are these minors who are coming alone. And so again, Tim, to your point, people are like, oh, other people have separated kids from their parents. Well, this program is a family separation program. The children are being lured here and their families are letting them come here. So they're separating them from their families in home country, turning children over to smugglers, and then
knowingly turning them over to smugglers,
them to the United States government. So yes, when they show up at the border, they will have a phone number on their arm. They could have it pinned in their clothes. They could have a piece of paper you may have seen.
They hang them around their necks.
Yeah, hang them around their necks that give them a number that they're supposed to call of the sponsor. This is their U.S. point of contact. So our fine Border Patrol agents, they take down this information and then they hand them over to HHS, Office of Refugee Resettlement, Unaccompanied Children Program. And that was me. So I was sitting on with some really other great people at the Pomona Fairplex. And we take that phone number, that U.S. point of contact, that the child gave to Border Patrol, that they got from smuggler en route. And we pick up the phone and use that as the sponsor.
And it's MS-13.
Say, hey, Tim, you expecting anybody? And the goal was we were to move those kids in 10 to 14 days off our facility into the hands of the sponsor, which we now know are criminals and traffickers and members of transnational criminal organizations. And tax dollars paid for it.
Tax dollars paid for it. So again, when you talk to me about, the money that we give for this and that, and like, this is why we want an accounting of where our money goes. This is why. Hey, shout out to Jonathan again with the 4.99. Thank you so very, very much. Yeah, hug him while you got him, man. Hug him while you got him. Right? We don't want you to get trafficked either. I don't have kids, so even the intellectual side of understanding this, you guys are gonna have you guys that have kids. Again, it's so deep that I'm kind of coming to you guys like, what do we do here? I'm not coming to you like we need to do this. I'm like, hey, red alert! This is happening, and we need to talk about this, and it needs to stop, and I don't know how to do it. So let's get this figured out. Thank you, sir.
Are criminals and traffickers and members of transnational criminal organizations,
Yeah.
and tax dollars pay for it.
That's right.
They not only pay for the transportation from the border to us, they then pay for the transportation from our facility to the airport closest to where you would be living. And we'd say, hey, Tim, yeah, okay, you're getting these 2 kids. Well, meet us at baggage claim in the Houston airport, and we're going to deliver the kids to you.
I mean, this is February of 2024. This is February of this year. Dr. Phil was on The View saying this. This is mainstream reporting.
Yes.
The United
what's been
States
done?
government is facilitating child sex trafficking.
Yes.
What's been done?
You mentioned
Nothing.
Bobby Kennedy, and it's so incredibly good that it's so incredibly important that the Senate confirm him,
Yes.
because we need someone that's going to actually make significant change. And not to harp on the news of last week, but it's incredibly good that Donald Trump has won, because if Kamala Harris had won, this would it would all be business as usual.
Oh.
She was the border czar for 4 years, allowing these programs to go on, putting no effort into changing anything, putting no effort into stopping this.
Yeah.
To think that this is something that, again, just like Tim says, Dr. Phil had spoken about it on The View, as mainstream as you can get. And Dr. Phil has up until, I mean, I'm not sure now how he's looked at, but I know up until at least recently, he was looked at by people like Oprah and by The View, the people on The View, as someone you can trust, as someone that is acceptable to listen to. If Dr. Phil says it, it's okay to believe it. Dr. Phil wasn't someone that was to be tossed aside and disregarded just as oh, he's a MAGA guy, so we can ignore him.
Right, and that is such a big thing that we see. That's kind of the canary in the coal mine of the changing culture. So we look back to last summer, and we think that the Bud Light ad is a good, and the Target tuck-friendly bathing suits, those are a good idea, and those we need to actually push back against. Then fast forward 6 months, and Dr. Phil, who is, again, just as Phil was saying, not some MAGA guy, just a mainstream personality, goes on The View and is talking about this, and I think it hurt his credibility a little bit with the people who are just too stuck in their own minds. But again, he's not that MAGA guy. We can't ignore him. And so if he's saying this, he wouldn't be saying this just for reasons. He's saying it because it's true. Shout out to Sonder Thoughts. Welcome to the party. I don't know. So they're not fucking with Dr. Phil anymore. I don't know. That's a big thing. That the canary in the coal mine thing, that even after that, it wasn't like he got tarred and feathered as a MAGA guy. It wasn't like, oh no, Dr. Phil goes far right. That didn't happen, which is kind of what we would expect when you tell the truth on mainstream media. So things are turning. So things are looking good in that realm, but there's just so much work to be done. There is work to be done.
Right.
And he's making these statements. He's bringing this to light.
Well, they all did that with Donald Trump. I mean, they loved Donald Trump
100%.
before. They were all in his pocket. I mean, they were buddies.
Yeah, right. It's only a matter of time. In another 6 months, who knows?
100%.
I mean, all of them, Oprah, they all loved Trump before he went down the escalator and said he was going to run for president.
Well,
I mean, these people.
It's crazier than that. They still loved him then.
I know.
He went on The View. He went on, I think, like Jimmy Fallon's show, until they realized he was a serious contender.
Right.
And he was talking about shutting down a lot of what they were doing.
AKA our democracy, not the American democracy. When they say our democracy, they mean our way of life, the way of life where we are in power. So when they say Donald Trump is a threat to our democracy, you're goddamn right he is. the semantic obfuscation. They know that you're going to think a certain thing, but they know when they talk about our democracy, they're not that stupid. They understand what democracy means. They understand that only one of the candidates was duly elected. But they use these phrases to twist things and make you think that, oh no, he's a bad guy. No, I mean, you can have your opinions about his character, but he's a great president.
Then all of a sudden he was Hitler.
Oh yeah, they went at him, right?
Yeah, and so I'm incredibly thankful that Trump won, that he's putting people in place or he's trying to put people in place that make the establishment upset because they don't have allegiance to the establishment. You don't have to work. Like the fact that the establishment hates the idea of Tulsi Gabbard being the DNI,
She's
that's good.
awesome.
That's good.
Awesome.
That's something I want.
Yeah,
I want.
I said shit. Me too. As I was absolutely willing to vote for Tulsi in 2016 when I was a never Trumper. I was looking only at the Democrats. Tulsi was number one and Bernie was number two. Then they knocked Tulsi out and I was a full on Bernie bro. And then they knocked him out. And if only I'd been a little bit more confident in myself, because I knew it was all bullshit, but I just didn't know where the bullshit was coming from to be able to say that's bullshit. Therefore, I'm justified in this position. And so I was just stuck thinking that I had to vote against Trump. Otherwise, the world would end. And to this day, I feel shame. I mean, it definitely was good to finally, because after that, I was like, I don't want to vote against anyone ever again. So I didn't vote for Trump in 2020. And I mean, I live in Jersey, so it's not a huge deal. But, earlier this month when I did actually get to vote for him, it was very, very validating that maybe it wasn't my one vote that screwed up the country.
The idea of Tulsi Gabbard being the DNI,
She's
that's good.
awesome.
That's
She's
good.
awesome.
That's something I want.
Yeah,
I want the people that are going to be heads of these bureaus. I want them to make the people that are in the bureau say, I need to find a new job.
Right.
Because I can't stay here. And that's something that you see on X right now a lot. People are like, if Matt Gaetz is the AG, we're going to quit working for the DOJ. If Tulsi Gabbard is the DNI, we're going to quit working for, whatever organization.
Tulsi and Robert are great examples of, they were Democrats. I mean, they opened their eyes. They actually, Robert's an interesting guy. I got to say that, his father and his uncle, there was an idea of an assassination and attack on those two men who were exposing secret societies.
Yeah.
And, what he did as a young man was he did a deep dive into the CIA and learned everything he could about him. He was so upset about his father and his uncle dying like that. He wanted to find out. I mean, he is a very, very extremely important person that researched and did what he did to find out what the truth was. The CIA has been being used for very nefarious things in this country, going back to Bush 1, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I completely understand that. Or completely.
But it's very important that these guys came in and they realized that they've got to jump sides. They got to get on the good side. Let's get on the good side now. The people, the American people.
That's what happened with me. I mean, it didn't take me until 2023, but that you start to realize the parties are shifting, and shift they did.
Let's save this country.
I want those people to go to jail.
What?
The people, the bad guys.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the American people.
Oh, yes.
They discovered that they've got to start fighting for the American people. Michael Flynn started local action when he got a pardon of innocence, and that's the drive. The American people did something remarkable. What they did to win this, they're the reason, and they should be damn proud of themselves because they listened, they stood up, they did their part, they did their dually citizenship. They took that vote and they saved this country. The American people did that.
Look, I have been very, very skeptical of the ability of the American people to see through what has been put in front of them, because
I think that was clearly unfounded, though. The worry that oh no, everybody's falling for this propaganda. Clearly that was never the case. It was strong enough to get people afraid to speak openly and freely, but it was never convincing. They never actually believed any of this stuff. They were just scared to say anything different. Shout out to Unwanted Foe. Welcome to the party, sir. Thank you for the $2 for the Overlord. Thank you very, very much. And guys, that is already 3 out of 10 on our goal to bulk me up. I will do 10 push-ups right here on camera. All we need is 10 teal or higher. Not that bad, right? Let's bulk me up. Thank you, sir, and welcome to the party.
American people to see through what has been put in front of them, because the narrative that comes from the State Department comes from from the establishment,
the mainstream media.
It's all fed to them. And the first thing that the government does when they want to defend themselves against accusations from American citizens is to start discrediting them, start calling them names, start saying they're Russian assets, like they do to Tulsi Gabbard. Say that they're somehow they've broken the law, or they're some kind of degenerate, like they're doing to Matt Gaetz. All of these tactics are how they protect themselves, discredit the person that's making the accusation,
throw a lie out,
and
throw a softball out.
And then because of the media that is totally in the pocket of the intelligence community and the State Department, because access is what the media wants. They want, and people think that it's money. People like to talk about, oh, well, they're getting paid, and the money is secondary. It's access to power, because that's the point of money. Money is, you want money so that way you can make things happen in the real world.
Exactly. And that's why it's such a big deal that the focus is shifting from what we're calling the mainstream media to these independent media, alternative media, whatever you want to call it. And that is huge. That gives us back the power, because we certainly ain't getting that much money.
Well, if you can make a phone call and call someone in a position of power or position of authority and say, can you do this favor for me? Money becomes secondary because you have access to the power just by making a phone call. And that's not traceable like money is. If you give someone gifts, if you're putting gold bars in your pocket, like what's his name from Jersey, Menendez from Jersey, that
goddamn Menendez. Shout out to Orion's 555 over on Rumble. We do count the Rumble rants towards our goal, so we are now 4 out of. Oh, let's pull a screen. Said push up challenge. There we go. Thank you so very, very much, guys. Only 6 more, $2 or more, and you got me on the ground. Thank you, and welcome to the party. Hopefully, StreamYard will integrate the Rumble chats so I can pull those up as well soon, but very, very much appreciated. And while we are paused, remember that as of next month, as of December, we are only going to be streaming on YouTube, X, and Rumble. YouTube, X, and Rumble. So if you are not following me on one of those, make sure you are there. Thank you again, and welcome to the party. We also got Matthew King. Good to see ya. Why don't you Google? I'm doing a show here. You Google it and let us know. But welcome to the party.
Gold bars in your pocket, like what's his name from Jersey, Menendez from Jersey. That can be found. But if you can just say, hey, can you do me a favor? I've got this problem. Can you make this problem go away?
It's about 2,600 or 2,600 an ounce. So it depends on what that. I thought a gold bar was a specific like iteration. I don't know. Okay, I guess not. I thought a gold, because I just thought a gold bar was specifically 1 ounce, 10 ounces. I mean, obviously you could have bars of gold that were different weights, but I thought I don't know why I thought that. But anyway,
that can be found. But if you can just say, hey, can you do me a favor? I've got this problem. Can you make this problem go away?
You don't even ask for a favor. They just make a phone call and say, you know what's been bothering me today?
It'd be nice.
This guy. Oh, won't someone rid me of this priest? Have a nice day. And then someone does, and he says, I never said anything.
But if you can do that kind of thing, then the money doesn't matter. So the people in the media, your Mika Brzezinski's, your Joe Scarborough's, your people that are going on Morning Joe, like people like from the Council on Foreign Relations and people at those organizations.
How many MSNBC personalities were former intelligence?
Oh, yeah.
All the time. That's part of the reason why I used to watch Morning Joe, because
who owns these networks. You just look at their backgrounds. I mean, Susan Rice was ABC, I think. Susan Rice was my brother, the national security advisor, who shook his hand. And was like, and then stabbed him in the back. So, these people own ABC. I mean, this is their agenda. You got to use, that's a part of the communist plan, though, is media. You've got to have media. There's certain things that the communists do to take over a country. I mean, my brother both of them can talk about taking a country over. They've done it. This country should never been in the wars that they were in. And they say that, they took countries over, and it's all.
We learned something anyway, eh? We learned something anyway, eh?
Is power, money, but you got to understand there's a lot of extortion and blackmail that happens at the highest levels of international stuff. And politicians, they have sold the American people out because they started to, I mean, look at insider trading.
That's Jersey leadership for you. He Googled how much gold bars are worth, and wow. That, I mean, chef's kiss. That is Jersey. Oh my goodness. Shout out to Indie Film. Type something in here so I can star that, so I can make sure to shout you out later with the $10 Rumble rant. Said, here's the cash I promised you for those feet pics you sent yesterday. You're supposed to keep that quiet, brother. You're supposed to keep that quiet. But either way, we are good with it. Thank you. That brings us up to 5, guys. We are halfway there. We are halfway there to the push-ups. Come on, let's boom me. Oh, thank you, sir. Very, very, very much appreciated.
And politicians, they have sold the American people out because they started to, I mean, look at insider trading. Like that they should never be able to be making money off that kind of stuff.
Yeah, don't forget.
Yeah, I think this is actually, I think we're getting a glimpse of this with the Matt Gaetz story.
Yeah.
So we hear about Diddy, we hear about Epstein.
Yeah.
The theories, and I believe they're probably, theory, but probably likely true. Epstein is having these wealthy people come in, getting dirt on them, and then saying, now we own you. You will do what we say from now on. And these people go, okay. But you don't even need to do that. They go to these people and say, you're going to do what we say. I mean, the first thing they do is they'll go to a politician, member of Congress, and say, look, you're going to get reelected. Just work with us. Here are the things we need to get done. Trust us. It's all for the betterment of this country. And if someone says, I don't believe you, they'll say, okay, well, look, we're going to give you money for reelection. You want to be on our side because we're going to help you. And he goes, no, I don't believe you. And I'll do it myself. And they say, okay, now you're pissing us off. We will
vis-a-vis Trump or Carrie Lake
wage war against you. Don't do this. If they then say, no, I'm gonna do what the American people want, what my constituents want, they say
vis-a-vis Trump or Carrie Lake,
we're gonna falsely accuse you of A, B, and C. Yeah. We're gonna put that in the press. Not only will you never get reelected again, it'll destroy your life. You want to keep playing this game? You look at the story with Matt Gaetz right now.
I know.
He gets nominated for AG, and anybody who knows anything about what's going on is cheering. And the people who don't pay attention are like, but what about this story of a 17-year-old? Right. Okay, I'll tell you about the story.
Actually, while he tells the story, I want to see if I can find a video from the older millennial. If you don't know the older millennial, he's bigger on TikTok, but he does have YouTube. Definitely check him out. But there's some details about this case that just on the surface, you know that it's bullshit. Trump or Vivek in what context? I mean, for president or what's the question? But yeah, let me see if I can find that.
And the people who don't pay attention are like, but what about this story of a 17-year-old? Right. Okay, I'll tell you about the story. He's accused by some guy and some woman. The DOJ investigates and says there's no credible evidence that anything happened. In fact, there was evidence it was part of some blackmail extortion scheme to get $25 million out of his family. Now, that's right. Despite there being no evidence, and it's basically like this is just a wild case, the DOJ that's going after Donald Trump for the documents case, not anymore, by the way, who wouldn't go after Joe Biden for the same thing. So we know, give them a morsel of evidence and they will try to destroy you. Backed off of Matt Gaetz. And now what's happening? Even though there's never any real accusations, no real evidence of any wrongdoing, the media is running the story as if Matt Gaetz did something wrong. Why? They will smear you and lie about.
Oh, I got you. You're saying both of them fall in that category. Like I was saying, Carrie Lake or yeah. So definitely Carrie Lake does not have the money that Vivek has. Can't control him since they're both billionaires before politics. Bingo. Absolutely. Another one going right over my head. Good point, sir.
Any wrongdoing. The media is running the story as if Matt Gaetz did something wrong. Why? They will smear you and lie about you to try to destroy you if you oppose them.
That's right, Tim. The Flynns know it very well.
Oh, yeah.
What they did to a 3-star general was disgusting. It was despicable.
Crazy.
Yeah. They ruined ruined his reputation as a, and there's many haters on him too. I mean, our family went through holy hell what they did to my brother, and we still do. I mean, every single one of us, 9 of us, were horrified when they did that to him. They threw a Russian spy at him. He slept with.
Let me get their names specifically. These women. So it's Mary Flynn, who is the sister of Michael Flynn, and Tara Rhodes. I don't remember exactly what she did, but they both work in high up in the stuff that's going on in the offices that deal with this stuff.
mean, every single one of us, 9 of us, were horrified when they did that to him. They threw a Russian spy at him. He slept with, they threw everything they could possibly throw at this guy. And it was an opening to actually a look into that. I believe that that case, National Security Advisor, was the opening door of opening people's eyes to the depth of what they do by his case. I mean, there's good that comes out of bad things too. You got to understand, I mean, there's a lot of good that comes out of bad things when you're honest and you're truthful. I mean, if you're a criminal, then you're going to get caught. Truth always comes to the surface, but that's that extorting. Now, Hollywood is another thing. Now that stuff is that Diddy stuff, that music industry, that's been dirty for so long that, I mean, I can talk about that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to find it, but it was basically the tweet that they were talking about with Matt Gaetz is that the woman was saying that she waited. It was 7 years between the instance that she was accusing him of, and she had waited. She didn't say anything while he was, a lawyer. He didn't say anything while he was getting elected to the Senate all along. And of course, it's just when he's up for AG that this story comes out. It's always the perfect timing. Shout out to Rickabay. Welcome to the party. That some people become rich by politics alone. Others work with the common person. They are not the same. Much love from Aussie. Shout out to Aussie. Welcome to the party. We also got Dietrich. Said, who gifted me a sub to this shitty example of a bad show? It's a great example of a great show. How fucking thank you. I'm very confused today. Well, just like any other day, I believe that was our boy Dixon Cider. Gave 10 gifted memberships before. And again, guys, if you are a member, make sure you join that Discord because that's where you're going to get all the goodies. We also got our boy Indy Bell. Amigo Amtag. Welcome to the party. Good to see ya. Good to see ya. Again, guys. Trigger warning, we're getting a little dark tonight. It's getting a little dark. Kids on the border, it is not pretty. It is not pretty, but it is important. Welcome to the party.
That's been dirty for so long.
Oh, yeah.
That,
talking about Diddy.
I mean, I can talk about that. My son was signed to 2 record labels out there. 2 Easy Records was Baron Davis. His manager was D-Mac, was P. Diddy's best friend. And that was my son's. Khloe Kardashian they were filming a pilot of all the skateboarders in California, and that was going to be a pilot. And Khloe Kardashian was the mom on the show, like the house girl that would clean the kitchen and be in the show. And I
did it to him as well. Don't worry.
Discovered that these guys were. I mean, Eddie's deal was he would never go to Diddy's party. He used to tell all his skate buddies, "Be careful going there." He just had this inner kind of feeling that it was not a good thing to be going to. And these...
What? The Onion bought InfoWars. Is that not a thing? Elon InfoWars. As far as I understood, they already finished the secret 2 days ago. Files. I don't think so. Files notice and Alex Jones. Takeover. Yeah, the new owners of whoa, that's not what I meant to do. The new owners of the satirical site The Onion have been declared the successful bidders alongside family. But this week, Texas bankruptcy judge overhearing his concerns called for a new hearing to discuss potential issues. Nobody should. God, why is that doing that? Nobody should feel comfortable with the results of the auction. Yeah, some. Wow. So is that a what do we got here?
The satirical news site The Onion says it has bought the conspiracy theorist outlet InfoWars run by Alex Jones. This is not a joke, we assure you. A bankruptcy judge forced Jones to sell InfoWars this year. It was done to help pay a more than $1 billion defamation judgment to the families of the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting victims. Jones repeatedly called that shooting a hoax, and some of those families supported The Onion's winning bid. NBC News senior reporter Brandy Zadrozny joins us now on set. Brandy, this is a crazy story because to a lot of, or at least to me, it seemed like I didn't know the sale was happening. I knew there was still all this legal hubbub around Alex Jones. I knew about judgments, but I was like, I didn't know it was going to go up.
Yeah, right. You can just anything that's in existence. Like, is Elon buying that? I'd be like, is he? I don't know. Matthew King said, my question is, who gave the Onion money? I think they're going into debt for it, and I think that they think that it's going to pay off, and nobody is going to care. Nobody is going to care. Wonderful said, are they mad because someone they didn't like bought it? Well, that's essentially what the like they from what I read, and I didn't read deeply into this. I watched one video on it because I don't watch InfoWars and I don't care about The Onion. But just in terms of understanding what's going on, as far as I understood, The Onion wanted to buy the site as a troll in and of itself. Like that was they were going to make it some shitty meme site or whatever. That's what I was understanding. But again, don't quote me on that. Gomtek said Don Jr. was saying they're actually considering Alex Jones as press secretary. I don't know about that. I would love that, but I don't. No. That would be a terrible idea. Think about the average person listening to Alex Jones legitimately trying to explain the entire story behind one of these questions. And if you're a journalist, you can get Alex Jones. Well, this happened and then that happened. And they went back to this, and then see, over there. Like that is not a good look. We do not need that. Without Alex Jones, without Alex Jones, InfoWars is worth $0. Yeah, and they already have the Alex Jones show. So. Like he is that is exactly what I was talking about before when I was saying we are moving into a different age. It doesn't matter. The name InfoWars is nothing. It's the name Alex Jones that matters. So I thought said also confused about the InfoWars thing. Just yesterday, Alex stated he's still running InfoWars. They have about a month left of funds to keep it running. Just don't know if it's an IP thing. Yeah, that's all. That's basically all it is. And because the brand is very controversial, I guess nobody's going to want to run InfoWars as InfoWars without Alex Jones. So they're basically just selling it off for parts. Yeah. Who was it again? It was some lady, right? I wish we got Kaylee back. Yeah. See, I was never a big fan. Not that I wasn't, against them. I just wasn't my biggest news source. And, yeah, exactly. He'd be terrible because he knows a lot of things, but he's not very good at articulating those things in the moment when he's on the spot. So if we can have Alex Jones and Michael Malice would be there to translate, that would be great. But yeah, I don't think that's going to bring us any unity. Did you say the journalist? Excuse me, Mr. Press Secretary. Does the president have any plans to address the UN? The globalists are going down for turning the freaking frogs gay. Exactly. We don't need that. Dixon said there were allegations that The Onion didn't place the highest bid. Mark Dice talked about it yesterday. Interesting. So maybe this is what it is. Yeah, Caroline Levitt. I'm not familiar with her, but I trust the Trump team. Let's see what else they're talking about here.
Story because to a lot of, or at least to me, it seemed like I didn't know the sale was happening. I knew there was still
Well, that's another good point, Rickaby. That the you would think that just ousting the main guy from Project Veritas would be a big deal, and I mean it was, but OMG is bigger than Project Veritas now. We're in a different age. That kind of ousting people from their own company, that's just not going to work anymore because it's about the person, not about the name.
all this legal hubbub around Alex Jones. I knew about judgments, but I was like, I didn't know it was going to go up in this way. Also, The Onion stepping in to buy it. Why and what do they do with it?
Well, if you might know that The Onion's CEO is actually an old colleague of ours, disinformation reporter Ben Collins.
Wait, I did not know this. Okay.
Yes. So there's a very interesting reason probably why this was on his radar, right? Mm-hmm. So he knows all about it, is very familiar with the case. And so he, along with The Onion in total.
You think this is a good image to put out as representing Trump, as if Trump isn't already bombastic enough? We need someone very coy and very direct and very calm to be our press secretary.
Has partnered with the Sandy Hook families in Connecticut to bring about this deal. He is going to change the site. The site is already down right now. There is no more Infowars.com. It will be born again, and it will be a parody site. It will have well-known influencers, content creators, and that's what will be on the site. Every Town for Gun Violence will also have ads on the site, and it's really, we're not sure what to make of the new site, what will be, but he's got big plans.
really interesting for people who don't know. He was someone who reported a lot with you on disinformation, extremist behavior, brilliant reporter and wonderful person. But in terms of the reaction from Alex Jones and others, have we heard from them on this still?
Oh, have we?
Yes, we're going in the
Alex
wrong
Jones-
direction. We're going in the wrong direction. This is someone who's supposed to be able to be more articulate and clearer and calmer than Trump. No, not Candace Owens. We don't want somebody inflammatory. And again, yeah, she's already in there. Yeah, let's why don't we take a little side quest here, because I am not familiar with her. So Caroline, come on, Caroline. Hey, she cute. Okay. We got
President-elect Donald Trump is bringing someone from our region with him to the White House. He's named New Hampshire native Caroline Leavitt as the next White House press secretary. The St. Anselm College graduate is also making history. At 27 years old, she will be the youngest White House press secretary ever. Leavitt served as Trump's campaign's national press secretary. She was also assistant press secretary during his first administration and a communications director for New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik.
So yeah, that's why Vance was a good pick, because he's still MAGA and all that, but he's calmer.
Leavitt was the 2022 Republican candidate for New Hampshire's District 1 U.S. House seat,
Right.
losing to
Let her
Chris
talk.
Pappas.
I want to hear
Her
her
sister
talk.
station in New Hampshire politics were apparent early on.
I want to hear her talk.
Friday night, we learned that Trump selected New Hampshire native Caroline Leavitt as his press secretary.
I firmly believe in his message.
But before any of that, Leavitt was a student at St. Anselm College. Institute of Politics director Neil Levesque remembers her well.
Seth Rogen? Why would Seth Rogen be?
She was really someone engaged in politics and communications. What sort of stood out to you about her?
Wait, that's all we got? 2 seconds? Can we get, like, does she have a speech or something? Nothing. What is this? Now it's like a thing. Now I just like.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. I do want to turn your attention now to some big political headlines as we continue to see the Trump administration take form.
Why is she's not, her face is not even in this video. Why is she on the freaking thumbnail?
Leavitt. Caroline, always good to see you. And you are now the Trump transition spokesperson. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Let's put up on the wall the administration names as they have taken shape so far. And a lot of support for many of these picks. I guess it's fair to say that Matt Gaetz is the most controversial pick so far.
I sure hope all of the women in Trump's administration will indeed be women. Dixon says she's a savage in a good way. Well, again, I mean, Kaylee, what was her name? Kaylee Mac something. She was definitely a savage in a good way too. So, you know, it's gonna be hard to top that. I mean, you know, we got a little bit there, but we'll see. They are gorgeous and smart, all of them. Love it, love it. So on her thoughts, I don't have to find you the video I watched about her that pulled all her badass interview snippets. Yes, if you can find that, please definitely put that in the Discord.
As Attorney General designate by President Trump, and you hear Kevin McCarthy say that won't happen, and everybody knows that. What do you say to that?
I think she worked under.
We do believe that. And 9 days ago, President Trump received a resounding mandate from the American people, a once-in-a-generation mandate for change. Throughout this entire campaign, the American people made it clear they were sick and tired of the status quo from the Harris-Biden administration. They wanted a new direction for this country, and they chose President Trump to put America first. He has rolled out 16 fantastic picks over the past 9 days, and Matt Gaetz is one of those picks. I know Matt personally. He is a great person. He's a man of integrity. He also is a brilliant litigator. He served on the House Judiciary Committee for 8 years. Anyone who has watched him in those hearings knows that he's incredibly impressive. And like President Trump, Matt Gaetz has been a victim of the weaponized Department of Justice. And one of the promises President Trump made to the—
Why do people do that? Why do people do that? I feel like that's a situational thing. I don't necessarily think that's a person, like you have a person who blinks a lot. Maybe you could, but like maybe it's the lights or something. But yeah, weird.
American people was to root out the corruption at the DOJ. We have seen this agency turn against the American people because of their political beliefs. Matt Gaetz and President Trump are going to put an end to that, and that's what the American people want. That's why they elected him.
So what do you say to those?
Oh, if she's really like that, and the next 4 years, this is all I can see when she's talking, I'm blaming you. But yeah, I mean, obviously there's just a little snippet here, but I'm a laka what I see ya. It wasn't Kaylee Michelle. It was McElhaney. What the hell was her name? Was it Trump? Kaylee McEnany. This chick.
In a previous life, before you were press secretary, you worked for the campaign, and you made a comment, I believe, on Fox, in which you said President Trump will not allow the coronavirus to come to this country.
We will not see diseases like the coronavirus come here.
Given what has happened since then, obviously,
go to the binder, baby.
Well, first, let me note, I was asked a question on Fox Business about President's travel restrictions. I noted what was the intent behind those travel restrictions, which is we will not see the coronavirus come here. We will not see terrorism come here, referring to an earlier set of travel restrictions. I guess I would turn the question back on the media and ask similar questions. Does Vox want to take back that they proclaim that the coronavirus would not be a deadly pandemic? Does the Washington Post want to take back that they told Americans to get a grip? The flu is bigger than the coronavirus. Does the Washington Post likewise want to take back that our brains are causing us to exaggerate the threat of the coronavirus? Does the New York Times want to take back that fear of the virus may be spreading faster than the virus itself? Does NPR want to take back that the flu was a much bigger threat than the coronavirus? And finally, once again, the Washington Post, would they like to take back that the government should not respond aggressively to the coronavirus? That's what I'm saying, guys. I'll leave you with those questions, and maybe you'll have some answers in a few days. Yep.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't know. I think she works on some show now. I'm not positive. I looked it up a while ago. And I don't remember. But yeah, I'll get her back. Get her back. Why not? Why not? All right, diving back in here. Oh yeah, so you're talking about being with Khloe Kardashian, her son, and being in the music industry.
Going to be a pilot, and Khloe Kardashian was the mom on the show, like the house girl that would clean the kitchen and be in the show. And I discovered that these guys were, I mean, Eddie's deal was he would never go to Diddy's party. He used to tell all his skate buddies, be careful going there. You know, he just had this inner kind of feeling that it was not a good thing to be going to. And these kids got screwed up by going over there. A lot of them had bad experiences. So, you know, this whole music industry goes way back into the dirty nonsense that they were using kids in, and the rap world was.
Well, I mean, you also have the.
Absolutely right, Gontek. And that I mean, perfectly said. That is why, even though as much as we love Alex Jones and Candace Owens and all these people, that's not what the job is. The job is specifically to make to calm everybody down. Be like, no, you're wrong. This is what he said. This is what he meant. This was the context. You're spreading misinformation. That is the goal. Hey, shout out to our boy, Unwanted Foe, with another $2. Thank you so very, very much, guys. That brings us to 6. 4 more, and you see me on the floor. 4 more, and you see me on the floor. Thank you, sir.
Back into the dirty nonsense that they were using kids in, and the rap world was.
Well, I mean, you also have the Corys.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
and he's been telling a long time, you know, for those kids. I mean, they committed suicide. You know, there's look at Justin Bieber. I mean, look at what they did to some of these Canadian musicians and stuff. I mean, Diddy's stuff is going to come out. That's going to be more. There's more to come. And now, God willing, that this has happened in our country. This is a new dawning for this country. We came extremely close to communists taking over this country. That's what people need to understand.
Yeah,
it came. So I got to put this into perspective. In 2016, my brother's mission really was not to have Hillary Clinton win, because if she had won, she's a communist. Then we would have been escalated into communism. So now we have this other woman who they put in. If that had happened, she's a pawn. She's a dummy. She's whatever she is. She doesn't know anything about what she's even doing. She's not even qualified to be the vice president. She's not even qualified to be a senator.
She's not even qualified to be a senator. Look who we got. Right click. Welcome to the party with the $4. And let's go, boys. Let's do it. Thank you. And we got Guantech. No question, no comment, just pure love of the game. Morty's eating well, and we are close, guys. 2 more, and I'm on the floor. Thank you, gentlemen. Very, very, very much appreciated.
She doesn't know anything about what she's even doing. She's not even qualified to be the vice president. She's not even qualified to be a senator. She would have done exactly what they wanted to do. Our country would have been a mess. a mess if this didn't. Oh, that's a new dawning.
Oh, Guam Tech again. Guam Tech again. What is that? One more? One more and we on the floor. One more and we on the floor. What did I say? How many fucking... oh, no, I said 25. Oh, Jesus. Actually, no money. I don't want to do that.
They wanted to do. Our country would have been
Thank you.
A mess if this didn't. Oh, that's a new dawning, and people should be very proud of themselves.
We're not out of the woods yet.
No, we're not. We got a lot of work to do.
Trump's not president yet.
Nope, that's
we
right.
still have 2 months, and I will just say I am deeply worried. In these next 2 months, I say Trump and JD Vance
keep your guard up.
They need to be taking separate vehicles. They should never be in the same location at the same time. And I seriously hope that Trump is taking it seriously. I assume he is. Nominating Matt Gaetz.
I agree. And look what we got. Swole Stream. So first, let's give Morty his treats here. We got another one from Guam Tech. Thank you so much. And our boy, Unwanted Bo with a tenner. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Here we go. 25 push-ups. All right. Oh, I thought of this last time afterwards, and I didn't think of it. All right. Let's do it. Of course, I can't hear the music. What? All right. Wah! And one more to say, fuck you! I'm gonna die. Oh man. Whew. All right. We done did it. Thank you very, very, very much, guys. With your guys' help, I'm gonna get swole when we get rocking. I love it. Thank you so very, very much. And we'll do a nice fade out of the music. There we go. Beautiful. All right, we need to dive back in because I can't breathe and I can't really talk. Hey, I definitely need a drink after that. And Phillips said, good form. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And we got our bowl. Oh, I forgot I moved you. Thank you so very, very much. And what does Dixon say? I was doing them too. Barely got to 25. That's it, buddy. We got to do it. All of us got to do it together. And we will make it. We are all either fat or too skinny. We are all either too fat or too skinny. And together we could at least, do a little dent into it. Thank you. All right, yeah, we'll get some of these chats, but yeah. What are you talking about here? About they need to be completely separated. I completely agree. That is not ideal. If they were both to be they. He's trying. Bro, you've been watching me sit here for the last hour. What you mean? Oh, you guys are funny. Thank you so very, very much. Hydrate indeed. Oh, we will indeed hydrate. Right click out. That was fun. It's fun. Feeling good. and Guantex said I just busted out 25 with you too. I reckon everyone give a little something when Lutch hits the push-ups. I very much appreciate it. Thank you guys. I really, really do appreciate it. Obviously, you know, it is a little gimmick for the super chats, but it is a very serious thing that I need that motivation to you know, take care of myself. Don't we all? Don't we all? Right? Let's do it together. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ant said, just like the neo-Nazi march in Ohio recently, which looked oddly similar to Antifa or the climate sims on the camera guy. I've seen it before. Was that there was like 7 dudes all in black bloc carrying a flag? I saw that shit too. It's like, come on, like try harder. You know, I mean, come on. All right, I gotta get my breathing back. So let's dive back in here.
And I seriously hope that Trump is taking it seriously. I assume he is. Nominating Matt Gaetz. We bought champagne when he did.
I know. It's wonderful. I'm so happy.
But what I said was, there are certain appointments Trump can make, which is a shot across the bow at the deep state.
Yep.
Basically a warning shot, like, hey, guys, we mean business. No. The nomination of Matt Gaetz was him saying war.
Well, yeah. And back to the rule of law. That's all. Yeah. It's not like we're going to be vengeance. It's not that way. It's about rule of law. Matt Gaetz knows, these people know who and what they're going to do. They know exactly what was going on. We fought this. We already proved that there were criminals going on, and there's criminal activity going on. It's just that nobody ever did anything
about
to get these people behind bars.
Right.
You know?
Instead, they allowed the Justice Department and other things to become absolutely weaponized against average people.
That's right.
And that's terrible. I mean, I know women who went to their school board meetings, and next thing you know, they're on the Quiet Skies list. They're threat tagged as domestic terrorists.
Insane.
Yeah.
I know you're right. I know you're telling the truth, but that is
Tulsi
so
Gabbard.
insane.
Also, and why is that? Why do we have like FBI agents? I'll use Garrett O'Boyle as an example. He's the one during the weaponization hearing who said they will crush you.
That's right.
I mean, they try to make examples of people.
And there's one point that I want to make.
They see that their power is being threatened, and so now they're trying to show make a big show of, hey, if you go against us, then we've got power. We've got power. That's what it's all about. So Thought said Matt Gaetz might be my favorite pick ever. Yeah, I said shit. Me too. Will he get confirmed is a different question. But like Tim was saying, well, you got to take the wins when they come. You got to take the wins when they come. Hey, shout out to Miguel. Welcome to the party. So shit, that was harder than I thought. I'm out of breath too. Almost didn't make it to 25. Yeah, man. Whew. I should have raised it up a little better. I don't know. We don't have to work on it. If we're asking, what going to say? If what I'm saying, 10 squats, 50, all that, we don't have to up the price. We don't have to up the price for all of that. But I am definitely down to do it with you guys. I love it.
Crush you.
That's right.
I mean, they try to make examples of people.
And there's one point that I want to make about this. When these programs are used to politically used by people for politics, to disenfranchise people, to basically persecute American citizens, it makes other American citizens less safe because you're taking resources away from doing actual work. These programs exist specifically to protect the lives of Americans. When you put Tulsi Gabbard on that list, someone that is absolutely not a threat to Americans, she does not pose any threat to Americans. What she poses,
damn near the opposite. I mean, I don't have the word. Well, it's damn near a benefactor.
Is a threat.
Not a benefactor. That's the person who is a benefactor. The person that gives money or gets money. Benefactor. No, yeah, that's what I meant.
To the bureaucracy, to the entrenched. She poses a threat to the entrenched bureaucracy. So when you put
very important word. Bureaucracy.
Yeah, when you.
Yeah, I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Like I believe nothing except that anything is possible. Sure, it's possible. But come on.
Thank you very much. It's true.
It is, because the bureaucrats are doing their dirty work to the people in the local communities. They're terrorizing people.
Exactly. And when you put people like
he's a lawyer. Like, I mean, people do dumb shit, but like, come on. And if by some way that is true, then I'll be right there saying, yeah, that was fucking dumb.
Tulsi Gabbard onto that list, you are taking time away from finding actual threats. Thank God thank God nothing has happened, but you are taking resources away from finding real threats. And
again, as we tie this back to the larger picture, the idea that that there's already crime that exists in America, and so you'll hear everybody say, "Well, illegal immigrants commit less crime than American citizens." Like, and do they commit no crime? Then what the fuck are we talking about? And said, I paid my friend on Venmo with a comment that said, "for sex and tacos," as a joke. Sure.
They're doing it because they want to protect their own power.
Yes.
These programs probably need to end. As much as it's as people, they will say, "Oh, you're going to endanger people, you're going to endanger Americans." It is more likely that these programs are a greater danger and greater threat to American security and greater threat to Americans' liberty than having them than any terrorists are currently.
They want to rip the Constitution and our Bill of Rights up. That's all they want to do. They don't. We are a constitutional republic. There is no other nation in the country like our country. Look at what they've done.
And so as she's going off about this, let's go over to the poll here, asking, would you risk your life to get your children to the U.S. if you lived in real danger? And 74% of you said yes. So again, just like yesterday when we were talking about, the transing of the kids, who really deserves the ire that we have? Is it necessarily the people who are coming here illegally, or is it most definitely the people who have created a circumstance where these people think that it is a reasonable thing to try to get here? Seems pretty simple. Thought said JD Vance, JD Vance president and Tulsi Gabbard vice president in the future, then Tulsi as president, calling it now. I wouldn't be mad at that. I would much prefer JD and Vivek, but yeah, I'm definitely not mad at that. Am said it was a joke, but you can comment whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if his PMT actually said for sex. Oh, his parents actually said for sex because they think we're imbeciles. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if it was literally, paying for, just something random, saying, "Oh, this is for sex," just so that the whole story comes out. And it's like, you guys actually believe that? Maybe he has a video of being like, "Hey guys, look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send a Venmo and say that it's for sex with minors. Let's see if they run with this." I don't know. Hell yeah. I love Vivek. He's my dude. He's so intelligent. He's so quick on his feet. I love it. I love it. I think Tulsi has, she's good, but just that quickness. Now, when the administration is telling everyone the border is basically open, they're willing to risk the journey. Well, there's certainly, it's always been an issue, but yeah, when they are literally saying surge the border, then it's no wonder why more people than ever have come here. Matthew said, I wouldn't risk the trip if I didn't believe I couldn't get in once I got here. Yup. And so when the president says, surge the border. Come on, man. Well, all right then.
Done to the middle class. Look how they have destroyed the middle class in this country. Look, this prime example is COVID. During COVID, look at all the businesses that had to shut down. Okay. And especially the ones that wouldn't take PPP money from the government. They just destroyed the middle class. No other country in the world has a middle class. That's what makes this country such a beautiful country. Look at the skate park. Look at all this.
Is that true? No other country has a middle class? Is that true? What do you? I don't know. I guess I'm not really smart enough to know to question that, but that seems odd. Am said Tennessee is saying that Venezuelan gangs are a problem in every major city. The police are saying they're not. Well, I always believe the police. Yep. Never forget that all that printed money, all that free money that you were getting was only ever printed with the explicit understanding that you were going to give it to Amazon or Walmart. Always. They always knew it. Shout out to Patrick C. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome to the party. Miguel said the solution has to be heartless. Don't let the kids in school and give the mom no benefits. Then the dad working construction for cash would come alone. Yeah, these incentives are real. These incentives do change and affect behavior. And like, well, this is mean. Maybe we need a little bit of tough love. Rickabay said, I'm 54, lived in 20 plus countries and visited more. 90s was fine. Keep your borders and allow others to do the same. Bingo. I am with it. And I agree with both of y'all. And saying compassion is what opened us up to this problem. Yup.
Middle class. That's what makes this country such a beautiful country. Look at the skate park. Look at all.
I put all my Biden bucks into crypto.
All this opportunity that kids have, that we need to get that back into the message of young people today. Is opportunity. This country gives you the whole picture.
I think that they intentionally want to destroy this country.
Yes.
And so taking away the dreams and ambition of young people, that's what we are seeing with the younger generations.
Yep.
These kids are being raised to feel entitled and to do nothing. And so now
speaking of entitlement, maybe we'll watch it in the after party. But before we get there, guys, if you could do me a huge favor and share this video, whether you take the URL, hit the share button, it does not matter. It doesn't matter if you think anybody's going to click on the link or not. Just you telling YouTube that I would like to place this elsewhere so other people could see it. They will in turn show it to other people. So please give it a share. It is free. It is easy, and it helps so very much. Thank you.
You have many millennials who don't want to work. I'll give you an example of their ideology. There's a viral tweet where someone said, what are you going to do once communism wins? And
I'm going to do poetry and play piano.
One response was, I'll teach poetry lessons on my farm.
Oh, no, that's not going to happen.
Someone responded, your farm?
Yeah.
But they don't understand. They think
poetry is out the door.
Oh,
Tim.
easily.
You're not going to read books. Art is gone. Art, music, gone.
Let me say, I always ask people this. How many people do you know play guitar?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know many?
Oh, yeah.
Lots.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
Lots. How many of them
I do.
wish they were professional musicians and made a living playing guitar?
That's right.
I mean, at one time I did.
Right.
A lot of them, right?
A lot of them. Everybody has those aspirations, right?
How many of them have the skills to actually make it?
Not a lot.
Right. Now, these people on the left think, if we had communism, I could be playing guitar all day. Yeah, right. They're going to take your guitar and you're going to break rocks.
Oh, absolutely.
If you take a look at how North Korea handles these things.
Yep.
There are kids that are told when they're young, you will be a skateboarder.
That's right.
And then they take this kid, give him a skateboard and say, start skateboarding. The kid doesn't have a choice.
That's right.
And some people are like, wow, I wish my life was just skateboarding. That kid doesn't know anything.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's a good example of the Olympics. If you look, back at the history of Olympics and you see Chinese kids and the pressure that they're under and they're told to do those things. And so many stories about that kind of thing. And that's why the Olympics is so dirty, because they should have never allowed that kind of activity going on in communism is a very, very evil thing.
I think Hillary Clinton
But they won the Olympics.
And the neoliberal uniparty establishment. The story goes that at some point, we were supposed to open the trade up with China so that China would be more like us.
Right.
It didn't happen. I think what happens is you get these Democrats and Republicans who are like, man, look at this. Yeah. China can build a highway overnight by flattening a bunch of residential houses and no one can stop them.
Right.
We got to deal with lawsuits in courts. How do we do that?
Yeah.
And so they invited the Chinese Communist Party to say, teach us how we can destroy. Look, it's better for the country and the efficiency and the numbers if we can build this highway in a day, but there's houses in the way. And the Chinese Communist Party is like, let me explain.
Yeah.
This is what they want to build.
Yeah. Well,
Guamzek said, we need to be strong enough to afford being soft. Bingo. Love that. What we're doing now is to strengthen us. Trump now to strengthen us. Tulsi later to be compassionate while not destroying us. I'm down with that. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Strong now, soft later.
But there's houses in the way, and the Chinese Communist Party is like, let me explain.
Yeah.
This is what they want to build.
Yeah. Well, so this organization, America's Future, is 80 years old. I'm going to give you a little history. In 1946, these were men and women that were entrepreneurs, military writers, many writers. They did incredible book writing and so forth and educating the public. They were warning the American people, though, that there were over 1,000 organized communist groups in the country. This is before the Cold War, that this was a threat and that communism. So I'm talking like in the 30s, like.
Yeah, shout out to Larry Nassar.
This communism infiltration in our country was real. And that's what these people were trying to do. And we've manifested to 80 years now. Look what we have done. And now we're here. And by the way, communism has been allowed to buy up farms and have land next to military bases in America. Like we've got people that are people that are in our government that are real communists. We have communism, people that say they're Americans, that take oaths too, that are leaders that take oaths that are actual communists. So,
and we've already seen the precedent of politicians specifically, a lot of people, politicians specifically, being like, okay, now that we're past the election, let's talk, let's say what we really feel, or something to that effect, where it's like, so you admit that you were just bullshitting before. Got it. So you see that 5,700 youth in the U.S. between 2019 and 2023 had gender-affirming surgery, and over 8,000 had puberty blockers or similar treatments. I did not see that, but like we said 2 years ago, when everyone was like, "Oh, well, that's just here, and that's just there, and that's just one example, and that's just one," yeah, but y'all are fucking pushing it. So eventually, now we're gonna have thousands. It's just math. If you have 5 now and you want more, 5 plus anything is going to be more than 5. Except 0, but you know what I mean. Rickaby said the young athletes were mistreated, and when they asked for help, they were denied. A very sad story. Yeah. And you're talking about Larry Nassar, or you're talking about a different story? Because both, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there was more than that. But yeah, Larry Nassar was a fucking monster. He is a fucking monster. There's also the taken away from the Olympics, Penn State, where what was that guy? It wasn't the head coach, but he was involved. But the you guys know what I'm talking about, right? What's his name? I don't know. Push-ups are not good for my thinking.
That say they're Americans, that take oaths too, that are leaders, that take oaths that are actual communists. So we've got,
you know what, Ann, this is kind of where I was thinking with the idea of softening up. And I'm saying I don't ever want a soft government. If we're the world power, we can never let our guards down. It will just result in a cycle of fending off the corrupt and evil within. And that's kind of why I like Tulsi, but I'm not. Not because of her softness. I think despite the fact that she is soft and a gentle person, she has strength of character. Yeah, I definitely don't want a soft government. That's for sure. Rick said for 20 years, all of the girls were not handled as you would hope. Definitely not.
To kind of, to be honest with you, I think that Trump ought to go in there, shut the government down for, as long as he needs, just absolutely fire everybody in the federal government, just clean house, let this team clean house, and just let's step out of the old systems and step into the new constitutional rights that we have in our.
Do you think it's going to be all recess appointments?
I think that, no, I don't think so. I mean, I think that we're going to, here's another thing. I ran a campaign myself. So down in Florida, I got the gist of the establishment Republicans versus they're working with the Democrats bound. Oh, yeah. That's what happened down there in my campaign, because they saw a Flynn come and I ran I just wanted the experience. I wanted to see what it would be like, and the Flynn name. And so what happened to me was like 7,000 Democrats signed up to be Republicans in a primary. Then they go back to being Democrats, voted against me. Yep. And then they had a pack of like $300,000 to vote me out so I wouldn't get in. I was only running on a hospital board. I wasn't even running like a big race. So this cleaning of the Republican Party, they need the Republicans that are real American first people that are doing this. And that's another thing I got to go back to, local action. General Flynn encouraged a lot of people to jump into races around their communities. Jump in and do your community work. Start doing it. We need to clean that Republican Party out. This has got to stop with these establishment rhino people. We already know the Democratic Party is either socialist, communist, or Marxist. We got it. They're wide open, wide open. They talk about it. But the Republicans say they're Christians, say they're conservative, and they're working with Democrats. I'm done with this nonsense in the Republican Party.
These champagne Christians. I can't wait for that to come crashing down. I cannot wait for that to come crashing down. But we're probably about 5-10 years away from that. But trust me, it's a coming. It's a coming. Patrick said we'd let the government get its fingers in too many pies. They need to be concentrating on defense, borders, infrastructure, and the economy, not gender surgery. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. And said, I don't want a woman president. Vice president, yes, but women have a greater likelihood to extremes. There's nothing wrong with being a VP. Fair, but we're already talking about when we get to that level, VP or president, we're already talking about people who are not like most people. So I have absolutely most men are not going to be a good president. Most people are not going to be a good president. And so of the people who would be good presidents, more of them are going to be men, but there are definitely women who could be strong leaders that actually get shit done. I do think, I don't know if Tulsi is one of them. That softness that I was talking about definitely has that. We've seen that the faux masculinity that they try to, slap onto a Hillary or Kamala doesn't work. So it would need to be a feminine woman who, like Kayleigh McEnany. I would definitely fucking vote for her. I mean, I don't really know that much about her, but I'm saying that would be a good start. Yeah, that's all good. All good. Gonzaga said, just like a good man, hard business until compassion is needed. Not relying on compassion, but using it sparingly for the best results. I mean, Trump is the epitome of that, not softness, but yet he's still very generous and compassionate. And so I don't know if that is the word, like, I don't know that that's the word that we want to come first. Trump is a very compassionate person, but that's not the first word that comes to mind when you think of him. And I don't, to Am's point, I don't think we want that to be the first word that comes to mind with our president. So Underthought said, I think Tulsi could do it out of any woman I've seen in politics. She's soft, but she's also tough as nails and speaks with power. Like I said, I would have voted for her in 2016, but I was definitely of a different mind. So I definitely am hoping to see her under pressure over these next 4 years to get a clear idea, because she does have a lot of people who are getting behind her and wanting to push her further. And if she can handle that, then great. But I want to see that first, because we all thought Ron DeSantis was going to be amazing. And then what happened when he started to run? Shout out. Thank you so much for stopping by. You have a good one. Oh, I just saw this. Underthought's got our...
We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, I'm just going to say one thing.
This is about Kayleigh.
Before we get into the Caroline Leavitt highlights, the American people deserve someone who will speak boldly, without fear, someone that will tell the truth, and that is exactly what Caroline Leavitt, as a, let's call it, political brand, promises to deliver. You'll get it in about 5 seconds here.
What you just heard from is a desperate and failing and pathetic campaign who knows that they are losing. Joe Biden's sending his campaign outside of this criminal courthouse. It is a full-blown concession that this trial is a witch hunt that comes from the top, comes from Joe Biden, and he is using a far-left district attorney in this city, Alvin Bragg. This case would have been laughed out of any other courtroom in America. Legal scholars on both sides of the aisle, even liberal legal scholars, agree there is no crime, there is no case. But Joe Biden knew he could use Alvin Bragg, who is sitting in that courthouse today, wasting away the tax dollars of the hardworking people of this city, to go after Joe Biden's political opposition. And the man overseeing this case is a corrupt and highly partisan and crooked judge. It takes someone 5 minutes to Google Jake Tapper, Donald Trump, to see that Jake Tapper has...
Oh, this was her. Okay.
We're going to stop this interview if you're going to keep attacking my...
Do you guys remember this one specifically where she's like, I'm just stating facts?
Adolf Hitler.
Ma'am, I'm going to stop this.
Ma'am.
I'm stating to attack my colleagues. I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
Yes.
If you are here to speak on his behalf,
and I will
willing to have this conversation.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay,
now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Caroline, thank you very much for your time. You are welcome to come back at any point. She is welcome.
I need to see more like that. I need to see more when she is getting questioned. Because here, obviously, CNN has way more control. But when she's at the at the press podium, she will have a lot of power. But she also will have a lot of room to fail. She seems like a good choice. She's definitely better than the Democrats' choice, but I'm skeptical. We'll see. And some way to see more redeeming women. I know they exist. They need to be louder. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Caroline included. I needed this is good stuff, but I need to see more, because knowing that Kaylee is out there, there should be Trump's got all the money in the world. Whatever you need to do, get that woman back behind that podium.
Welcome to come back and speak about Donald Trump.
His speech
later this week in Atlanta for this debate.
Why do you look like a man? You look like a man.
Later this week in Atlanta for this debate.
His speech last week was arguably the most divisive and disgusting speech that any president, certainly in my lifetime, has ever given. He essentially waged war on half of the country by saying that we are all a threat to democracy because we believe in putting America first. It's
right, but remember, they don't actually mean democracy the way that the government works. They mean a way of life where we're in power. And so they're accurate when they are saying that. Shout out to Reggie Dunlap. Welcome to the party. So glad my buddy suggested this show. Well, I am glad you are here. Dilly. Good to see you, sir. Welcome.
It's not radical to want to put your country and your own people first. It's not radical to want to have a strong border, a strong military, and to unleash the might of your own economy, not economies around the world.
Want to talk about violence against political opponents? Let's talk about the fact that Democrats have been labeling President Trump a threat to democracy for the better half of 10 years. Let's talk about how they have compared him to Hitler, one of the worst mass murderers in the history of the world, and that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden weaponized the court system and the justice system in this country against Donald Trump in an attempt to imprison him. He sat through a courthouse for 7 weeks this past year, and the Democrats were hoping he would go to jail for it. That is real political violence that has led to 2 heinous assassination attempts on President Trump's life that, by the grace of God, he was able to escape, and he is here with us today. So yes, President Trump knows a little bit about political violence because he's experienced it himself. And talking about the tragic realities of war that Liz Cheney and her father, Dick Cheney, have got this country into is not political violence. It's talking about the reality of the foreign conflicts that the Washington, D.C. establishment have sold out young Americans to for decades.
Freaking boom. There's one.
All right. It looks like she's got it, but again, I need to see her being questioned before I'm fully on board. I'm okay with the pick, but we'll see what she can do. All right, dive back in here.
Wide open. We already know the Democratic Party is either socialist, communist, or Marxist. We got it. They're wide open. Wide open. They talk about it, but
right.
The Republicans say they're Christians, say they're conservative, and they're working with Democrats. I'm done with this nonsense in the Republican Party. To me, I'm just a woman who loves children. I'm pro.
This one or the one we were just watching? This is what's her name again? Mike Flynn's sister, Mary Flynn. This lady is Mary Flynn. The other one was Caroline Levitt, the new press secretary.
Life, I want to help a young girl if she's pregnant. I want to help.
Yeah, this is Mike Flynn's sister that worked in where we were 4615. Let's go back to the actual introductions. 4615. Actually, I'm going to put that in here because I'm going to forget. 4615.
They know we have some so let's just get into it. Would you like to introduce yourself first?
So I am Mary O'Neill. I am the sister of General Flynn and Michael Flynn, and the sister of General Charles Flynn. He just retired. He's 4-star general out of the Pacific Command. And so I'm considered the master sergeant in the whole crowd. There's 9 of us. And so I run this great organization called America's Future for the chairman of the board, which is General Michael Flynn. We run a Project Defend and Protect Our Children, which has a huge team, an elite team of people that were persecuted for bringing stories forward and doing rescues and doing this a long time on child trafficking and child exploitation. So, I'm really happy to be here because it's important to get people to listen to what our next moves are and what's going on with my great friend Tara Rhoda as well. She's a part of our team as well. We did 8 states. We went into very dark places. We took this team into places like Spokane, Detroit, Chicago, Fort Worth, Akron, Ohio. We were down in Florida, and also in a couple of other areas. But we took this team and we went into churches and we put a panel out. We discussed what their community is up against as far as child trafficking, exploitation, and we taught them. We train them all day. I've got an incredible team that trains on this stuff and gives them tools. It's very important for people to understand what to look for and how to identify criminals that are hurting children and the children as well.
So anybody wants to go find him, now you know where to look.
Because they're all over the streets. The border has taken, they could say a border state. Well, there's also those states that are border state. Everybody's a border.
Shout out to TSN. Skol, gentlemen. Skol. Yeah, man. Dixon's been here for a minute. I've been seeing you almost every stream. I love it and I appreciate it, brother. All right, let's see what else this other lady. What is it?
Yeah, with Mary on the project.
So it's everywhere.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. We have another fun guest.
Yeah. Hi, Tim. I'm Tara Rodas, and it's really exciting to be here with you. And I do serve with Mary on the project Defend and Protect Our Children, which is something that I think a lot of people just are not aware of, the child trafficking that's going on in our nation. And I wasn't aware until I volunteered to help the Biden-Harris administration with the crisis at the border. Your listeners may know that at the beginning of 2021, the Biden administration made an all call to all federal employees. And they said, we have a crisis at the border. Interesting. They knew they had a crisis then. And they said, we need federal employees, vetted people to come and help reunite children with families, sponsors here in the United States. And so my husband is from El Salvador. I'm a Spanish speaker. And I thought, I'm going to go on that mission. How cool. I'm going to get to do puzzles, play games, talk to kids about their dreams for coming to the United States. Yeah. And then it only took like 2 weeks working in case management to realize that they were trafficking the kids.
Yeah.
So I began reporting trafficking in June of 2021.
So that is who we are talking with. 4615. 4615. That is who we are doing.
I'm just a woman who loves children. I'm pro-life. I want to help a young girl if she's pregnant. I want to help life. I want life. I mean, we're in a time period in this history of the country that it's the lowest birth rate in the history of this world right now. Elon Musk talks about this. He actually set that alarm about 6 months ago, and good enough for that guy to say that, because people need to understand we're not even having enough babies. We're killing children,
So people need to understand too about the birth rate stuff. The technology we have is predicated upon a population size.
Right.
So if you take the smartest person in the world right now, let's Phil, you're a capable guy. If you were in the middle of the woods and all humans were gone, what could you build? Could you build a computer?
No.
But okay, well, hold on. Let's something
build a fire.
I was just gonna say that. You could build a fire. You could build some kind of shelter. You could probably build a raft. You could build fishing gear, maybe even hunting gear. But after that, I mean, that's pretty much as far as it goes. Shout out to Reggie Dunlop. Thank you. So very. Whoa, where's my applause? There we go. Thank you. So from the TSN boys, Skol. Thank you, Indian Jesus, for a solid political show. Thank you guys. You guys rating me was probably one of the craziest moments that I have had as a streamer. That was wild, and I very, very much appreciate it, and I'm very, very much appreciate that you guys stuck around. So thank you, and let's give one more Skol to TSN. Much appreciated, gentlemen. Will do. Guam. Diving back in here.
What could you build? Could you build a computer?
No.
But okay, well, hold on. Let's something.
Build a fire.
But you're a smart guy. You understand. Okay.
Wait, that was, whoa, what? Was there a cut there? They do this live, right? It sounded like somebody was laughing and then they cut it.
No.
But okay, well, hold on. Let's something.
Build a fire.
But you're a smart guy.
Oh, it was the other one. It just sounded very manly. Okay, never mind. I'm just in my own world.
You understand? Okay, you understand some basic mechanics. You've seen. You know how a car works, right? Mm-hmm. Internal combustion engine. You have a general idea. Would you ever in your life by yourself build an internal combustion engine?
Absolutely not. I could not even make a pencil myself.
Here's the crazy thing, though. Your average person.
I mean, you could make a writing utensil, but not a pencil. Okay. This is going to be, it's a little bit lighthearted, but based on this.
I could not even make a pencil.
Could he or could he not make a pencil? And I think that depends on the definition of a pencil. And so let's see. I don't know how I want to word this. All right, we'll keep going, but I'm gonna have an interesting question for you. It's not gonna be related to anything except this. So it'll take me a minute, but
Did you ever in your life by yourself build an internal combustion engine?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I could not even make a pencil myself.
Here's the crazy thing, though. Your average person understanding the basic mechanics of a calculator, it's actually really simple, or like a rudimentary mechanical calculator or an internal combustion engine. You've got cylinders, light combustion pushes it, and then it spins, right? Or a steam engine. The issue is, first you got to get someone who's going to be able to get the iron, that or get the components for the iron to be smelted to get the iron.
Yeah.
And so even if you know how to do it, you need, I don't know what, 20 people, each with one job, so that we can get it done in a reasonable amount of time. Otherwise, it'll take you 3 or 4 years to collect enough iron. Then you've got to melt the iron down. Then you've got to figure out, even if you understand the basic components. So when Elon Musk is saying we need more people, what he's saying is to build a starship, you probably need 1 million people, each specialized to do one thing that adds to the greater organization of that device. What this means, if population collapses, people are going to be like, remember when we had TVs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna, well, we don't know. Look.
Yeah.
There was a guy.
Okay. So before you answer, I'm definitely with you, Monte Poe. Definitely not a number 2 lead pencil. But that is right in line with what I'm saying. Don't answer yet. Hear me out before you answer. I know one of you is going to answer before I finish talking, but just hear me out. So the idea behind this question is that I'm thinking of something where you can write with it, and maybe it is encased in wood or something like that, but it doesn't have the metal piece. Maybe it doesn't have the eraser. Maybe it does have an eraser, but like it wouldn't, so that's kind of what I'm thinking, that you could definitely get something that could create words and writings and stuff like that. But we're specifically talking about, could it be called a pencil? This is where the philosophy comes back in. And this week we are going to be diving back into some Philosophy Friday.
People are going to be like, remember when we had TVs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna, well, we don't know. Look.
Yeah.
There was a guy who made he had a great TED talk where he tried to build a toaster from scratch.
Yep.
He says, well, first of all, plastic was impossible.
Right.
He says, I could get the metal. I made the wire. Then, I made the mechanical components, but I couldn't get plastic. It's not possible.
Right.
So for the sake of finishing the project, he mined plastic.
Yeah.
He went to a junkyard, took a bunch of plastic waste, milled it down into its components, and then smelted it. But that's not reality.
Right.
Right. So right click says you'd make a pen before a pencil, probably. So that I definitely agree with that, because I think you could define a writing utensil as a pen more easily than you could define something a pencil. I think a pencil is more specific, where a pen doesn't necessarily have to be this specific thing. I think if you just have something that writes, that's kind of far enough. And so pencil, though, Glomtex said with current technology, he could make a pencil. Just order the necessary tools and products. Really? Obviously, we were asking about the second part. Dixon said it's 2024. We call girls boys. We could easily call it a pencil. Am I right? Hey, when you're right, you're right. When you're right, you're right. But would you consider it a pencil? That's really what we're talking about. They call girls boys. But do you believe that those girls are boys? Looks like getting the graphite would be near impossible. Right. But does it need to be graphite? First thing Glomtex said was talking about lead. Yeah, like equivalent ink. That's definitely the easiest way. So if you could easily, blood could be ink. So fucking, you find a duck, you pluck a thing, cut your fucking thing. Actually, they always do it right on their palm. That's the worst way. If you ever have to cut yourself to use your blood, then go anywhere but your palm. Like, what would be the best place? Probably like your leg, or like, yeah, probably your leg where your femoral artery isn't. And then, yeah, exactly. So you could definitely take charcoal. Yeah. Oh, coal inside us. That's what I'm saying. So what do we got? So right now, no, it wouldn't be a pencil is winning at 44%, but not possible is in the lowest, and both yeses are tied. So technically, we are tied 44-44 for yes or no. Or no, it wouldn't be a pencil. So technically, if we're considering the writing utensil, then we're 50-50. If it has to be a specific thing, then I assume that's the person that said not possible. But clearly, all of these things are very possible for an individual to do by himself. Oh, and it just went up to 50%. All right, we'll keep it up for a little bit. I think that's an interesting question.
A junkyard took a bunch of plastic waste, milled it down into its components, and then smelted it. But that's not reality.
Right.
Wow.
An individual can't make plastic.
Right.
So we need all of these people to be specialized if we want technology to advance.
Yeah, of course.
Otherwise, we go to the dark ages.
Well, I mean, you have a good point. I mean, Elon. The other thing about Elon is he loves his children. He's got a lot of children. He knows how important it is to protect children, and that's really, I mean, so back in the Industrial Revolution, during the industrial, I studied this because I have an environmental science degree, and so I had this, Industrial Revolution. That's when they began this population control. That's when they began and the massive food. Because they got these alarmists started saying, "Oh my God, we have so many people. We got to be able to feed them. We're not going to be able to, and then they were slashing and burning our resources, and they were mistreating, resources in this country, and because it was so abundant. But population control is like one of the biggest goals the globalists have is this.
The goddamn globalists want to control the population. Of course they do. And say it's graphite and clay and cedar for the surrounding wood. So it seems like we have a little bit of a disparity between what's happening in the chat and what's going on in the poll, because we're going further and further into the direction, or so we have 50-50. We're back to 50-50 yes and no. 50-50 yes and no.
But population control is like one of the biggest goals the globalists have is this population control and having a certain amount of people in like 2035. So they have these goals they've set, and we really just kicked the globalists in the ass with this election. That's what we just did. So
now Trump has to get in.
Yeah.
And it's only just begun.
Yeah.
The first time around, he was surrounded by swamp monsters, and much to
oh god,
a lot of his mistakes.
He was very naive.
Yeah.
He thought he was.
Hey Ma, I'm on TV. Yay! Ready to say the optimists are chatting out loud. All right, well, give your piece. Just say your piece. Ain't nobody stopping you. Why can't we make oh well you're on the onto. So the pessimists, speak up. Why is it impossible? Or why would it not be a pencil? Because that is the winning thing right now. Oh, it would just take time. Oh, we're moving. We are moving. Matthew said, we know how pencils are made. Somebody would be able to recreate it with enough time. Technically, yeah. Any film also said time to get my alts involved in the poll. Don't do that. No. He's rigging the election. Shout out to Austin Edwards over on Kick. Welcome to the party. I hope that you're not going to ask if I need some help growing my channel. I will also give you the Rumble and the YouTube links, because after this month we will no longer be on Kick. You can see the chat, and it's because we just get that. But welcome to the party, Austin. Come and join us. All right, Dave and Megan, yeah.
And much to a lot of his mistakes.
He was very naive.
Yeah.
He thought he was president.
Yeah.
He thought he had the authority, and he thought he'd negotiate. And they said, "Sure thing, Trump." And then they went after him with everything they had.
Yeah, no, it's sad.
Yeah,
it's sad.
It's money. So much of it is money. People want their contracts. They want their big offices. They want so many employees who are under them. It's follow the rules. And it's interesting because today I'm here in my personal capacity, not talking on behalf of the government or my agency. I've been with the federal government more than 20 years, and I never saw the corruption like I see it now because I witnessed it firsthand. And I witnessed the way that they will weaponize against you. They will do, they'll pull the Matt Gaetz stuff or the stuff with Michael Flynn, Crossfire Hurricane, Crossfire Razor, all
under investigation.
Put you under investigation.
This is literally, except for Austin, except for Austin. This is every single chat that I get on Kick. And so, yes, Rumble does have live streams. The link, the first link right there is the stream that you're watching. So the just quickly, the reason is StreamYard, which I use to be able to pull up these chats. Number one, when it comes to Rumble or Kick or Instagram for that matter, they don't integrate the chats here, so I can't pull them up on the show anyway. But StreamYard changed their tier system. They used to have 3 different tiers. And so I was on the middle tier where, I could get, all HD stuff, and I could have more than 3 destinations. So right now we're on YouTube, Twitch, X, Instagram, Kick, and Rumble. But now they've gone down to 2 different payment systems. And it's either going to be almost $1,000 to stream out to these platforms, where rarely ever do I get anybody on Twitch, rarely ever do I get anybody on X, rarely ever do I get anybody on Instagram, and very rarely do I ever get anybody on Kick. It don't make any sense. So I'm gonna save myself some money, and nothing will change for you guys as long as you follow me on YouTube, X, or Rumble. Then you will see. There we go, following on Rumble. Appreciate it, buddy. I appreciate it. Let's do it.
Michael Flynn, Crossfire Hurricane, Crossfire Razor, all they have
investigation.
Put you under investigation, which is what they did to me. And they do that, Garrett O'Boyle, as I mentioned. They will crush you, but it's not just to send you the signal that they're in control. Yeah. It's also to scare everybody else to get in line and not to say anything when they see corruption.
Right.
And
which is exactly what we saw over the last 8 years, and is exactly what is starting to be curbed. People are starting to speak out. People are starting to be like, oh, it's okay to be a Trump fan. It's okay to not hate Trump. It's even okay to not really be bothered and just be like, I don't really pay attention to that shit. And that's a big deal. When politics is at its best, the least amount of people care. When politics is at its best, the least amount of people care. Shout out to Aquaman. Welcome to the party. Love to see new people. Glad you are here. Welcome to the party. Hi, New. Good to see ya. Welcome. Good to see ya.
It's also to scare everybody else to get in line and not to say anything when they see corruption.
Right.
And so when they walked me off the site, remember, for reporting that MS-13 is sponsoring kids. Aaron Stevenson, the whistleblower before me, DHS, he was like 2 years from retirement. This is a combat vet. He's, served. He's a Marine, 3 tours Afghanistan, 3 tours Iraq, and was fired for blowing the whistle on child sex trafficking. Yeah. What's going on? But they do that so that nobody else will come forward. Right. When they perp walk you, like they did me, midday, take your badge, it scares everybody around you. They want compliant people who will do what they say so that the...
Okay, so let's do the math. It's 9 on YouTube and Rumble, it's 70-30. So if I get, so on Rumble right now, I had $12 in. So that would be $7 in my pocket. On Kick, I have nothing. So 95% of nothing is still nothing. And I've been streaming these same exact streams where we're on the road to 5K here. And we made $58.97 before, before they take their cut. That's why I initially stepped up to get the higher thing so that I could go out to Rumble and to Kick to get some more people. I'm saying I don't get any donations on Kick. So 95% of nothing is less than 70% of more money. If I move to Kick and I don't get any donations, then it doesn't matter what the split is because I'm not getting any donations. I'm already on Kick. It's just that people aren't interested because I'm not driving around and doing crazy shit. That's what Kick is. And cool for Kick, but that's not, And I mean, Rumble's not much better, but at least you'll get some people. But I think Kick is just more an IRL type of platform, unless, I don't spend much time on there, but yeah. At the end of the month, YouTube, X, and Rumble. I'll still be able to post to the other places. Like if we want to do like a movie night, like I could stream on Kick and like just not worry about copyright stuff. We could definitely do that. But I mean, in terms of the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern show, that will always be on YouTube, and then Rumble and X.
Everybody around you. They want compliant people who will do what they say. So
don't forget, guys, there is no cut from Venmo. You can straight up give all of your money to me and not any to YouTube, Rumble, Kick, or anywhere else if you want to go straight through Venmo or Cash App or PayPal.
That the money keeps going, the contracts keep going. I mean, this program alone is $7 billion annually. And so it's so much money flowing back and forth, and people are making a lot of money off these contracts, and that's what we need to get under control. People need to think about the nation. They need to think about they just do. They need to think about what's right, and I think that's what
people just need to think. That seems to have been something that has gone away. Shout out to Sizemore. Welcome to the party. You said to get back into music. What platform would you prioritize? I have no idea. I would probably use TikTok because of the sounds and the way people use sounds. So either Instagram or TikTok, but I don't really know. I would have to look into that. I don't know, how that works.
the nation.
Welcome to the
about,
party.
They just do.
All right, does everybody have their vote in? Should we end the poll? We got 18 people and 16 votes, so we'll leave it up for another minute.
They need to think about what's right. And I think that's what terrifies them, as you mentioned, about the president-elect and some of the interesting people that he is.
TikTok over YouTube Shorts every goddamn day. YouTube Shorts is ass. TikTok is the one.
Nominating for secretary positions. It's frightening to them.
Yeah.
They can't control it.
for us.
That's another thing. The American people need to understand how much is their taxpayers' money.
Exactly.
This is all their money.
We were the ones. The emo kids in 2006 that turned MySpace into a music social platform. It existed as a regular social media for a while, but the only reason it became a social or a music platform is because of people like myself who would, make our pages only about music. Yeah, a lot of people are saying this, and I get it. Oh, I think I have privacy. Oh no, the Chinese government. I get you. But if you're spending time scrolling through videos, then number one, that information is already out there, and number two, the TikTok algorithm is just so much better than YouTube. And I was talking about this with someone last night that was saying, "Oh, it was right click." I was saying, "Well, if I'm gonna see, it's just better. It's just better in terms of serving you videos that you didn't know that you want to see." I was talking to Right Click last night, and he was like, "Well, I just use YouTube Shorts, and everything I see on there is from TikTok." Like, okay, great, but you're getting the videos that YouTube thinks that you want to see. And YouTube is not as good as learning what you want to see as TikTok. So yes, you may be seeing the videos that are coming from TikTok, but if you were on TikTok, you would be seeing better videos than that because the algorithm would know that, all right, maybe you're all right with that, but you're going to love this. I will always. I mean, I started on MySpace just like any other millennial emo kid, and I fought TikTok for a long time. And then eventually I was like, well, I got to grow my platform and whatever. Got banned 5 times and stopped posting there, but I kept scrolling. And oh, baby, do I love it. Aquaman said I had ICP all over my MySpace, even though I listened to like 3 of their songs. It was a vibe, though. It was a vibe. This is what a lot of people think. TikTok is for kids and Chinese people. So that's what I thought. That TikTok was just all teens dancing and stuff. But let's just pull the most recent and random TikTok that I saved.
You were Donald Trump's butler.
The most recent one that I saved to save you guys. This is a shout out to Rusty Rivers. Welcome to the party. Good to see you. So first of all, what we're looking at is just the news. So that's the first part. We're just looking at the news. And secondly, and put a 1 in the chat if you've seen this clip. And let's see what it is.
You were Donald Trump's butler for quite a long time. How many years did you work for him?
Almost 20, I guess.
Oh, the stories former butler Tony Senegal has to tell. Like when a young Mr. Trump and first wife Ivana had 4 butlers waiting on them hand and foot.
And it's funny how it says Allison exposes him, but didn't quite go that way.
After Mr. Trump and Ivana got a divorce, we were going over to his room one night and he said, Tony, do I need 4 butlers? I said, as long as it's me, Mr. Trump, you only need 1.
Baller. That means you're a good butler and he's a good businessman.
Wow. He said, get rid of the other 3.
Senecal says those reports that Trump gets by on very little sleep are all true.
Man sleeps maybe 3 or 4 hours the most a night.
That's it.
That's it.
Because he
That's
says
real.
that now still
It's
today.
true.
And a lot of people don't believe him, but
it's true.
You would know.
Witness.
According to the butler, Trump is a man of many moods. There's the kind Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is one of the nicest, most generous men that I've ever known in my life.
And then there's another Donald Trump who could lose his cool at any moment.
He'll go off. He'll scream at you.
This is the
You stand
exposing
in the
part.
corner just seething. He's already forgotten it.
And what are the things that really get on his nerves?
People being late. He hates anyone to be late.
I
He
said,
figures
shit,
if he can
me
get there
too.
on time, everybody can get there on time.
And when you do arrive, you better be dressed to the nines. Senecal says Trump doesn't tolerate sloppiness in others or himself.
His suit had to be pristine. And one time I took it down and they like wetted it so that the lapels were all forward, and he flipped out. Just flipped out.
When it comes to great
Man of
steaks,
class.
I've just raised the stakes.
The butler says Trump is a picky eater. He likes his steaks and his burgers, and he likes them well done.
That was pretty much Tony. Bring me.
We got, I mean, it goes on from there a little bit. One more quick thing.
You're a nice person.
From I don't watch Club Shay Shay with what's his face, Shannon Sharp, but obviously I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan, and I'm familiar with Miss Pat from that podcast. And so these are just the most 2 recent things that I just happened to save on my list of things to save to talk about. And there's so much in here. And again, we are taking a little bit of a side quest here, but I do want to show that, TikTok is not the just teens dancing and nothing else. There's a lot of deep discussion, and there's so much more community on TikTok than there is on YouTube or really anywhere. Yeah, he wears a suit everywhere. Well, this guy's made me wish he had some military background. It was Trump's Alfred. What makes you think he isn't?
Joe, I hear a lot of things about Joe. People say he's racist, and I said, no, that's not the Joe I know. He's nice. If I ever need something, I can pick up the phone and call him. Hey, Joe, I can be honest with you. I can ask Joe to tweet out a show or help me with a show before I can ask a black comedian. And that's bad to say. When the pandemic hit,
check this out.
Two people called me and asked me, was I going to make it through the pandemic? And one of them was Joe Rogan. And I said, huh? I said, no, I'm going to be okay. He said, you good? You good? And the other one was Bert Kreischer. I said, no, I'm going to be okay. I'm good. Not one black comedian called me and asked me, are you going to be okay? You going to make it through the pandemic? I don't even think we checked on each other like that. No, we didn't. I mean, Joe.
Because a lot of times, Miss Pat, when we call one another, we automatically assume, oh, you trying to find out something. You fishing.
Yeah, sometimes.
You fishing. You ain't called to sincerely check on me. You just try to, yeah, I know Miss Pat ain't doing good.
It's not name dropping. Name dropping is when you're trying to up yourself. She's talking positively about Joe. But anyway, the point is that it's so much deeper than what you think, and the ability for people to see the same thing. There's a big gap in pop culture where it used to be that we all used to watch the same TV shows because there was only so many TV shows to watch. And so like if a show was big, and I mean, it still happens in some respect, but mostly no. Mostly you're probably the only one who knows the shows that you watch, unless it's some massive thing or it's something that was on TV and you're rewatching it. And so that notion of community, I don't know how they do it, but it seems like when you're on YouTube, you're in this little bubble, and anything in your bubble you can see, but anything outside of that, you have to go out and search it. Whereas TikTok is very, very good at understanding where you want to be as your bubble, but we'll take stuff from here and, well, let's try this and let's try that and let's try that. And then it gets a much better picture of you. And so because it has a better picture of you, it also has a better picture of other people who are watching similar things. And so you'll see TikToks of like, have you guys seen that girl who has a car buried in her backyard? I've been watching all day. She's doing videos about this. And you remember Balloon Boy, when like nobody really cares about what actually is happening except for the fact that it's happening live right now. That's TikTok. So I'm just saying, it's not what you think. I'm not telling anybody they got to go on it. I'm just saying it is way better than you think. Moving on.
Another thing, the American people need to understand how much is their taxpayers' money.
Exactly.
This is all their money going to all this stuff. And it's been going on for decades. And, you know, I mean, it's hard on them. I go back to the middle class, I mean, I'm middle class. We grew up with nothing.
Okay, Kamala.
9 kids and nothing. We were poor. My parents just said, you know, I want you to get your education. You know, so I just think that, you know, we really need to get back to, you know, I always talk about the high road, you know, leaders like this is so Trump, one of his.
I wasn't going to talk about this. Should we talk about it for a little? I wasn't even going to talk about it. I don't even care, but I don't know. You guys tell me. Those of you who know, if you want me to cover it, we can cover it a little bit. But
things that I liked about him,
whatever,
was the fact that he was a businessman. Because I'm sick of lawyers running this country.
Yeah.
They don't know. And I worked for a CPA. My background's finance, compliance, and auditing. Okay, that's where I find the money. I can find the money. Let me tell you, I got the gift to finding. I'll find some money. I'll find a problem. So one of the things that he did was he runs a business. This country needs to be, you know, run like. Go in, evaluate it, and gut it, and find the waste. And nobody's done that. These lawyers don't even know how to balance their own checkbooks.
Mm-hmm. And I remember, as an ever Trumper, I was so, I guess triggered is the right word, when people would say, well, he's such a good businessman. And they'll be like, well, a country isn't supposed to be run like a business. Apparently it is. Apparently I was wrong.
I mean, many times lawyers were going into their escrow accounts, writing their utility bills and getting caught. You know, like they don't know anything about money and how to, you know, budgets. They know nothing about it. So it's been run by, I said this years ago, because my family was Democrat back in the day when it was, you know, Kennedy kind of, you know, pro-life and conservative Democrats, hard work.
And look how far we've come. And then people will still say, oh, Kamala was the most qualified candidate. Based on what? Based on what? I don't think people understand how easy it is to fail upwards when you're in the right positions. Like, not anybody can just fail upwards. But if you're in a position where you know people, or you look a certain way, or you're in a certain family, or whatever the circumstances are, where just no matter what, you're going to be good. You're going to make it to the next, as long as you put your time in, you're going to get to the next step. There's an entire class of people like that. And a lot of them are politicians.
Working Americans, that kind of thing. I used to say, no, it's conservative and left now. These guys don't know how to balance budgets. They don't know anything about money. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And they can't tell the truth to save their lives.
And they're using people's money. I mean, we're all paying taxes. We have just gone through hell economy, you guys, right? I mean, I'm looking at people. How do families even, you know, afford a gallon of milk?
Butter is $7.
I mean, it's incredible. Like, that's Venezuela, you know? It's crazy. And that's why people are going back to growing their own food, and God bless them.
We got chickens.
And it's that's the entire establishment. It's just like, as long as you don't mess up really, really bad, then the little mess ups are experience.
There you go.
Yes.
Love chickens. But I've been talking about this for a couple weeks now. Joe Scarborough on MSNBC made a comment about how someone told him butter was $3, and he was like, "Oh, okay, sure." He's like, "Trump's going to win because butter's over $3." And he's like, I'm thinking to myself, well, whatever. But I said, good point. And then Micah goes, it's $7. He goes, what? She goes, butter is $7.
He's out of it.
And then he goes, was it framed in gold? Go to the grocery store right now by us. It's $7 for butter.
I know.
And I didn't know butter was that much. I did not realize it was $7. Now I know the price of cream because I put cream in I do the keto.
Yeah.
But I don't buy butter. I use olive oil. I know olive oil is real expensive.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
But Allison went to the grocery store. She was picking up butter, and then I saw it on the counter, and I was like, "Was it $7?" She was like, "It was $7."
Isn't
Was it framed in gold? No, it's just regular butter.
It also did a very bad thing with this economy. Was there's many people that took advantage and they gouge, and they're gouging. gouging. They're price gouging because you go into a restaurant and you can see, like I just noticed, okay, all of a sudden alcohol was not expensive, but the meat was expensive. Now I'm seeing like the meat's going down.
I don't think that's gouging.
Well, there are people down. I see gouging.
We had a barbecue food truck.
I don't like this. I was under the impression that price gouging was a specific, like a specific thing where it defamation is a particular thing. Like it's not up to opinion whether you defamed someone or not. I thought price gouging was a specific. I don't know if there was a ratio or I don't know why I thought that, but like I don't really like the notion of just saying, well, you're charging too much. Well, things are what they're worth, and I definitely understand the notion of price gouging and why we don't want monopolies taking all of that stuff, but it's just thrown around too much. I don't like it.
Well, there are people down. I see gouging.
We had a barbecue food truck.
Yeah,
and he stopped selling brisket.
Yeah.
And he said the problem was he would, in order to break even, he'd have to sell the brisket sandwich for $20.
Yeah.
No one's going to buy brisket for $20. So
No.
we just discontinued it.
Yeah, well, that's right. But there are gougers, believe me. There are people that are taking advantage of American people, believe me, because I've seen it down in Florida all the time, especially contractors and people that are, like pricing on pieces, on wood and pieces. I see gouging going on all the time. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, but that's what it does. It opened up doors for kind of corruption to come in, like that's the kind of thing that happens when people don't get involved in their communities, and they need to understand that they need to keep Americans need to now keep an eye on everything that's going on. If they don't like it, stand up against it. That's what I think that they need to understand. I got a lot of power.
The issue I see with the gouging narrative is that it would require all of these industries to collude and and it would be price fixed.
This will only be funny if you didn't get a notification.
Yeah. Well,
and if they're price fixing, then we got to send antitrust.
Yeah.
And that's just straight up criminal.
Yeah. Well, we look at EPA, look at the, the climate stuff. That's a way that they're going to make a lot of money on nonsense stuff that doesn't work.
What do you think? I don't see a reality where uniparty deep state elements just say, well, that's it. Trump won and we're going to carry on.
Oh, no.
What do you think this next year has in store?
Yeah, that's a big question. Glomzak, you got anything to say about anything that might anyway? The idea that we expect, there we go. Shout out to our new moderator, Guam Tech. Thank you, sir. No, so exactly that we didn't get all of these riots. We didn't get a huge pushback from Trump winning and them calling the race for Trump before all the votes were counted and all that. I expected there to be something, and for there to be nothing kind of just makes it seem like, are they waiting to do something even bigger when it's going to be like too late? Again, as he was talking about before, they need to keep JD Vance and Trump away from each other until inauguration. It's clear that there are elements of things way up high that were behind crooks. So I mean, so gouging is used too haphazardly. Gouging is more likely to be perpetrated by large conglomerates, but small businesses have to compete, so it impacts industry wide. Exactly. And I don't like how exactly, people are just throwing it around. Well, that's more money than I would like to pay, so you're price gouging. Like, that's not what that means, or at least what it was supposed to mean. Dr. Pelosi didn't have any time to plan right. She had plenty of time. What you mean? She had plenty of time. That's why I'm thinking it's still coming.
Oh, I don't trust him. So
fireworks. That's what I think. Fireworks.
They're just going to have to be on their toes. I mean,
did you guys hear this? They're talking about whether it's just tongue-in-cheek or otherwise, Democrats are talking about creating a parallel government.
Oh yeah, sure.
I should.
Have you guys seen this? If he's not going to pull it up, this is the craziest fucking thing that I've seen since the election.
I should pull this one because people are going to be like, Tim, that's nonsense.
Me.
Yeah,
I mean, it
definitely pull it up.
Me. I mean, they've got their people that are so. I mean, you got mental illness too. You got people that are delusional.
Let me play this clip.
If Trump attempts to weaponize the justice system against his political opponents with Matt Gaetz at the helm, we could see incoming senator.
It literally says shadow cabinet on the fucking paper, on the fucking poster. It says shadow cabinet. How is that not sedition? Hey, shout out to Funk Master General. Oh, there we go. The applause. Thank you so much. Send my most humble apologies to the Overlord for working so late today. Double up on the Savior biscuits as my penance. Will do. No apologies to me necessary, of course, but our boy definitely is not happy with you. Just kidding. Of course, we got. And I believe that, oh, no, we still got our boy, Jonathan Keller and Dixon Cider as the sponsors. But, sir, thank you so very, very much. He definitely needs that apology. How dare you?
If Trump attempts to weaponize the justice system against his political opponents with Matt Gaetz at the helm, we can see incoming.
That's what I fucking said. Why are you trying to fucking flex on me? I already fucking said it. Sonder thoughts that I was so angry about this. Tweeted some not so nice things about it. Yeah, I mean, like, shadow cabinet. Talk about. Well, no, it's not insurrection. It's sedition. This is sedition. What does the tweet say from Amuse? Democrats are openly rejecting the democratic results of the election and are forming a shadow government to work against the will of the American voters. Worse than denial, this is treason. Okay, maybe it is treason.
Being senator,
I thought treason was a more specific, violent type of thing, but hey, whatever. But again, it says shadow cabinet. Shadow cabinet.
Trump attempts to weaponize the justice system against his political opponents with Matt Gaetz at the helm. We could see incoming Senator Adam Schiff as our shadow attorney general, arguing against replacing our independent prosecutors with Trump loyalists. If Trump seeks to eliminate the Department of Education, Congresswoman Johanna Hayes, a former Teacher of the Year, could step up as shadow education secretary.
I cannot believe you're saying this out loud. Again, how many times do we come back to the same idea of like, oh, you not only thought this, like it would be fucking crazy if you just thought this and didn't tell anybody. But you thought it, and then you said it out loud, and then you brought it to a committee of people, and then you went to the graphics department. And then you did this. And then you picked all of the people who would be in this treasonous cabinet. And then you prepared a speech. And then you brought it in front of the U.S. government, which you knew was going to be broadcasted to the entire world. And you still fucking said it out loud. 10 steps of insanity to get this video. 10 steps of insanity that you just blew right through.
Congresswoman Johanna Hayes, a former Teacher of the Year, could step up as shadow education secretary to loudly defend public education in the United States. If Trump orders Marco Rubio to hand Ukraine and much of Eastern Europe to Russian President Vladimir Putin, Congressman Greg Meeks, as Shadow Secretary of State, could be a strong voice in support of maintaining international relationships and protecting democracy at home and abroad. Senator Michael Bennet as Shadow Treasury Secretary, Congresswoman Susan DelBene as Shadow Commerce Secretary could help ensure.
Now, the response you're going to get from the left is.
And then AM just gave us this.
California Governor Gavin Newsom already calling for a special session of the legislature to try to protect the state's progressive policies from the coming Trump administration. In a statement, Newsom says the freedoms we hold dear in California are under attack and we won't sit idle. California has faced this challenge before and we know how to respond. We are prepared to fight in the courts and we will do everything necessary to ensure Californians have this.
You don't need to. That's what Doge is. It's already straight out there. And we're saying, yes, we want to destroy all of this. Shout out to Medrano. Welcome to the party. So pretty sure treason is working with a foreign adversary against your own nation. Okay, I was right. Shadow cabinet would be sedition unless they're working with someone like China. That would be treason. Thank you for the correction. And they were saying what's the word I was using? Treason. Yeah, they were using treason. So I was like, wouldn't that be more specific? But that was the piece that was missing. If you're working with an adversary, a foreign adversary. So yes, sedition. There you go, and welcome to the party. It just proves that they don't want a unified country. Civil war sounds dumb until you hear stupid shit like this. Yep, complete hypocrites. What about Or yeah, China, right? Yep. We already know they've got their assassination teams.
The support and resources they need to thrive. Well, ABC's Zoreen Shah joins me now from Los Angeles, along with LA Times reporter Taryn Lunar for much more on this. Zoreen, we'll begin with you. Governor Newsom says he wants to direct a lot of these funds, more funds specifically, to state agencies in preparation for these legal battles against the coming administration. What exactly are the areas that he's focusing on?
Yeah, Trevor, and Taryn has actually done some good reporting on this, but the state expects that Trump might go after them on issues like abortion, environmental protections. They suspect federal disaster response funding could be withheld. So Governor Newsom has called on a special session. He said California has faced this challenge before, and we know how to respond. Now, a slightly different tone. The assembly leader in the state says this special session is a shameless political stunt. And Trevor, Newsom has said this publicly. He's also told this to me long after Trump has left office. He said, there is not one phone call that I have made to Trump where he hasn't responded quickly. In almost every instance, he's responded favorably in terms of addressing the emergency needs of the state. And so we'll see if his potential future voters view this sort of move as authentic or as a little more performative.
Well, Taryn, we have...
I'm already, well, I was going to say, anything Gavin Newsom does is, of course, super performative, but they still like him. So I guess they believe his bullshit.
Zoreen, shouting out your reporting. What are you hearing? What do you make of these preemptive steps from the governor?
I sat down with the governor a couple days before the election when we didn't know what the results would be at that time. And I tried to get him to talk about his political future. He segued to the 93 things he still wanted to do as California governor. And then he also talked a lot about what Trump would mean for California, another Trump administration. And, he called this the revenge and retribution 2.0 version of Trump. So I know that they saw the movie before, they lived through that movie before in this first administration. They're going through and they're reviewing everything that was done then, all the legal battles between California and Trump, looking at Project 2025 and really kind of crafting out a game plan here so that California is prepared when Trump takes office.
Governor Newsom has kind of always deflected away from any personal ambition when he's asked about it, when he's asked about the actions that he's taking. But given what a devastating loss this was for Democrats, Taryn, do you think this is at least partially a way for the Democrats to try to step up and fill a void in maybe leadership?
A void in leadership that's been there for a very long time. Shout out to Funk Master General again with the two. We gotta re up. You guys clean me out. Thank you so very, very much, sir. Let's give him a big black right there. No question, no comment, just pure love of the game. Thank you very, very, very much, sir. That's let me do some math here. 2 and 20. So we still got our boys as the co-sponsors, Jonathan and Dixon. But of course, Funkmaster General, you guys know, is a pillar of this community. Thank you so very, very much, sir. So yeah, basically they're looking to take over the government because if they're not in charge, then they're gonna cry about it.
Susan DelBene, as Shadow Commerce Secretary, could help ensure.
Now, the response you're going to get from the left is saying he's just talking about advocacy. No, shut up. You're an idiot. This is how it begins.
Yes.
In order to create a shadow system of governance or parallel governance, you need literally this.
Yeah,
this is
right.
This is the organization of structure of how you create parallel government. What do you think parallel government turns into?
It's already been there. We've already had a shadow government.
Now they're basically saying because the people of this country have voted for Donald Trump.
Right.
And I love this because it was Joe Walsh who said, to everybody who voted for Donald Trump, congratulations. This is what you get. Attorney General Matt Gaetz. And I'm just like, correct.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what the American
could not hope for more.
They spoke. They're the majority. They won. So popular vote, everything. They won the House.
That's it. Shout out to Bowies Prime. Welcome to the party. You are not a blight on this community at all. I mean, we don't love cops, but welcome. Good to see ya.
The American people spoke. For more. They spoke. They're the majority. They won. So popular vote, everything. They won the House. I mean, you know what? Leave the country.
You guys really want to see the other thing, huh? All right. So here's what we'll do. We're at 2:18. We'll follow this through until the 2.5 hour mark and find a good stopping point, and then we'll go through this thing where it's all right. We'll do it.
This country so much. Leave.
Get
out.
Yeah. This is actually a point that I make regularly. The people that are nowadays, it's the Democrats, but the people that are so quick to say, "Oh, we need to have we need to have a shadow government, or we need to have some means to derail the will of the American people.
Yeah.
Those people hate the country.
That's right.
They hate the United States. They hate the form, the type of government that we have, the representative type of government that we have, that is ostensibly government by the people themselves.
Right.
They hate the fact that there are limits placed on government. And at the very end of the day, they hate the American people.
That's right.
They hate the American people that were supposed to have sent them there, or that ostensibly have sent them there. They hate your average person. And I've said this is something that I've gone through multiple times in the past couple days.
That's right. And you see this in the campaign. I saw this. It's the Republicans, this establishment. They don't even like Trump.
Yeah.
They don't even like, they don't like America First people.
Yeah.
I saw this. They picked their own Republicans against, me, a Republican. They picked their own people. There
is a divide. There is a divide. So, I mean, obviously that goes on more and more. Definitely the link to that full thing is in the description. So definitely go check out the rest of it. If you really like, we can
Cush's video.
we can do, a part 2. So let me know. So let's switch gears a little bit. So some of you will be, most of you will not be familiar with, let me let them know that we're talking about them. Just to, so that we're not being duplicitous, covering your stream for a minute. Just not trying to be shady. Okay, so what had happened was, long story short. So on Saturday, whatever day it was, the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight was on, and since I have Netflix, I was streaming it in the Discord. And as you guys know, the Discord is free to join. There's a free channel for everybody, and then the rest of the server is for members only. That's how it's always been until since way long ago, when I was like under 1,000, like before I was even monetized or anything. The entire server was free. And the thing was, we're going to get 200 members. And then once we have 200 members, then I'm going to block it off. And there's going to be a free channel, but everything else is going to be for members, for you guys. And if you joined early, then you would be grandfathered in. And so you would never have to pay. By supporting me early on, and sticking with me, then you get the benefit of staying in the server without having to pay for it. Pretty simple, right? So a bunch of people joined, and all of those people, once I closed off the Discord the rest of the Discord to members only, then everybody who was in the server got the permissions to be able to permanently, forever, for $0, get everything that you get for that you pay as a member for supporting me early. Cool. So the Tyson Paul fight is on, and I'm doing a stream here where it's just like this. Obviously I can't show the fight on YouTube, but we're watching it on Netflix and in the Discord while we're chatting here. And so bullets for teeth, some person who came across my stream at some point, and Iridium Kush. These are the two characters here. And so they, I don't know what they do and do not watch of me, but I made it very clear in every stream that I did, when I, just the same way that I shout out the Discord at the beginning of the stream now, when I went before, I would say exactly what I told you guys, that it's free now, but it's not always going to be, so make sure you join, you'll be grandfathered in, da-da-da-da-da. Bullets for Teeth stayed in the server, and so he had the permissions to come and watch the fight with us if he wanted to. His friend Iridium Kush decided not to. Well, maybe, but he's got a Rolex, so we'll see about that. And he was, for whatever reason, Iridium Kush had left the server, and then just now, because I was streaming the fight, wanted to come back in and bypass the membership. But like, you left the server, so if you come back in, then you have to pay like everybody else. And then Bullets for Teeth came in here and was like, yo, you gotta, can you give him the permissions and whatever. Actually, I have it right here. We can, before we go, let's do some reading. So make sure we don't, where'd it go? Okay. So He is asking, hey, can you mod him up? Can we zoom this in? No? Okay. Can you mod him up? I said, he's not a YouTube member, so he can sign up. It's only $2.99. He said, oh, you're not joking. I said, why would I be joking? I told everyone it was good in the room. Everyone else in the room either paid to be there or joined the server before it was paywalled and state. Iridium doesn't watch my show. He doesn't interact here. Why should I give him free shit that everyone who actually supports me pays for? I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just not in the business of giving out free shit. It's $3. He said, yes, if you ever visit my channel, I do my show for free. I said, I also do my show for free. Did any of you pay to access this stream? Didn't think so. I also do my show for free. He doesn't have to pay to watch YouTube. If you want to give stuff away for free, go for it. He's not my friend. He's your friend. He's like, Bullets for Teeth said, hey, bro, it's your show. You can run it how you want. I was just surprised that you paywalled it. I didn't, but okay. And he said, that's because you don't watch the show. If you did, you'd be very aware. He said, you don't watch mine either. Like, yeah, that's why I'm not asking you for free shit. He's like, we interviewed each other 2 years ago. 2 years ago. I talked to you 2 years ago, so now I deserve free shit. What is it? Where did I live? We interviewed each other 2 years ago. Let me make it clear. We were from some of your first supporters to help you to introduce to our community and gain you new subs. This condescending attitude isn't necessary. What condescending attitude? Just talking about I'm not giving out free shit to people. You supported me, so you stayed in the server, so you got the permissions. Notice how his name is yellow. It's because he has the permissions. If Iridium Kush never left, he would have been able to watch. But yeah, so I was like, it's because he decided to leave. Notice how you have the permissions that were clearly laid out. Is it my responsibility to do things for you? I do a free show 24 plus hours a week. If you can't pay $3 to access a $15 service, which is Netflix, then I simply can't help you. I'm watching the fight. I'm not arguing. He said, a lot has happened to me and Kush that you are not privy to. Exactly. I'm not privy to it because we're not friends. You're just some guy. Like, you're a nice guy, but you're just some guy. What you've been through, do you know what I've been through? No, because we're not friends. A lot has happened to me and Kush that you're not privy to. Tune into my Sunday. So now you want me to watch your show so that I can learn about your life that I don't already, like, I already know that you have a channel. If I want to watch a show, I'd watch the show. And I just said, bro, that doesn't interest me. I'm glad that you two are tight, and I'm sure you've been through some real shit. I'm not downplaying that, but it has nothing to do with me or the sanctity of what my channel offers. It's very simple. If you want more than the free show, you have to pay unless you've been here since before, like you are. I don't know why he left, but that was not my decision, and you're not going to make it my problem and take money out of my pocket. He can watch or not watch, but if he wants to be part of this community, joining tonight, he can either stay in the additional free chat, the free community that I offer, or he can spend half a cup of coffee. This conversation is over, and he got his cool V for Vendetta look. And he said, "I'm going to school you whether you attend class or not." All right, so let's attend class, guys. We're going to learn today. We're going to learn today. So there's a 5-minute thing of just...
Hope you're all having a great weekend. Beautiful weather out here in Texas today.
He talks rather slow, and it's not that
enjoying it, getting shit done. Okay. Let's see. And
so, yeah, common sense business advice 101, tagging the Indian Jesus. And this is the thumbnail. Never demand that the man wearing a Rolex has to pay a door charge. Common sense business advice. All right.
It is November 17th, 2024.
Did I miss anything from you guys? Maybe he was broke. Well, he has a Rolex, so apparently not. But we said I would have joined your community earlier, but you didn't notify me you existed. Hey, motherfucker, I was here every goddamn day. Unwanted post said I paid so the Overlord wouldn't destroy the world today. Well, thanks to you, we have one more day. Yeah. Curbline wrath. Oh, we're not watching the whole thing. Oh, he gets to the point pretty quick and then just kind of goes around and around and around. I mean, I didn't watch the whole thing, but we're just...
And I got a very special stream tonight. This is something that I normally don't really do.
That's why I said a little bit in the
at least not
a little bit.
You know, not on my YouTube channel. Normally in the past, there's somebody that I admire, and I like, I like this dude. And I was kind of like taken aback. You all remember the Mike Tyson fight with Jake Paul. And I was watching, I just got home and I was watching Cush's video and I happened to check on my notifications.
So again, this is Bullets for Teeth. And the other person that he's talking about is Iridium Kush.
That the fight was going on. It was free on Netflix. So I tuned it in, and I caught the first fight and then I caught the chick fight, during that time, I was like going around the store letting everybody know, hey man, the fight of the century is coming on. So at least I don't know, it's the fight of the century, probably the exhibition fight of the century. So I was really excited because I'm a boxing fan.
This is the whole show. Actually, this is most of the show is this is extra because he's got a visual thing here. Usually it's just his face, or not his face, his profile picture. That's why we're just speeding through this to get his points out, and you guys can judge.
Good friends, one of my childhood mentors, taught me how to defend myself, and he was a boxer, and so I mean, ever since then, I just always admired boxing just as much as I do martial arts and so forth. But I digress, and I went over to TheIndianJesus's server, and I had a little bit of back and forth, and I think he was streaming at the time, and he asked me to let him know when the chick fight was over, right? So.
Yeah, so before what you read in what I just read in the Discord, I just sent out a random thing. I was like, hey, is anybody watching this? Like, I'm doing a stream, but I would like to, time it. So if you're watching it and you can just let me know, hey, the fight started, that would be cool. So that's what he's talking about.
Sure, dude, no problem, man. Happy to do it, And he's like, well, we're going to hang out over in the VC later. I mean, if you want to come over and hang out. And I did, I was there for like 30 minutes and stuff, and I was, I sent the link to Kush, and I'm trying to get Kush in, and Kush was saying,
trying to get Kush in. Kush was already in. He decided to leave. That is not my decision.
That it wouldn't let him in, so I went over to and I asked Jesus, if he could let him in, and apparently TheIndianJesus was charging a door charge, like a $2.99 door charge. I guess I don't know how that worked.
No, you don't know how it worked. It's called a YouTube membership. And when you grow your channel and people actually care about your content, then they're willing to pay for it.
I'd be surprised to me. I mean, sticker shock, I guess you could say. Like, okay, so a credit card is required to join your server.
Yes, that is how business works, sir.
Is basically what you're saying. Credit or debit,
Actually, no. I am very, 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 very clear about how it is a free Discord server. And that's why I always have this tab open. You can scroll right, but it's free to join. However, if you're, you guys know it because I do it every single time. But I don't know.
Oh, PayPal, Cash App, however you do it. Okay. I don't know if Kush is going to spring for that when, I'm watching the fight.
Then don't. You're acting like I was, oh, please come and watch it with me, please. You have to pay. No, I have not thought about either of you since the last time you hit me up. It's free to join the server, but to join the rest of the channels and all of the stuff on YouTube, that's a charge. That's a standard way of doing things. And I do way, way more free shit than 99% of the people who are doing what I do. So come on, Bob, it's coming. No pun intended. Gonzag said Morty doesn't care from where or how much the treats flow, just that they flow. Indeed.
Like for free. I'm not going to watch it from a Discord server. That's just me. I already pay for a service. Why would I pay an upcharge to watch it in Discord? And I'm sure Kush felt the same way.
Okay, then don't. Like, again, I never asked you to watch it with me. If you don't want to watch it, then don't watch it. I'm not sticking you up saying give me $3 for something that it's your choice.
Kush didn't even have Netflix, and I mean there were all kinds of people on YouTube at the time that were streaming the fight as well. And here you are. I was laughing my ass off. The whole. I mean. And even when I was talking to him in the Discord, and he's very adamant. No, and I tried to explain to Jesus, well, Kush left your server. He's like, well, you shouldn't have left the server. I really don't think you understand. And it was really
no, I don't, because you know what? He left the server. He's not my friend. He's not somebody that I know. He's not somebody that talks to me. So no, I don't know, and that makes it not my fucking problem.
So much. You obviously live streaming. You had a lot going on. I understand that, and it's really hard to put it into context to where you can understand without you taking offense.
No, this is for you guys. I wasn't even going to cover this. You guys decided that you wanted to see this. So we're going over this just to get, and it is validating for you guys to see the back end, the level of bullshit that I deal with, so that maybe if I jump down your throat one time a little bit, you can realize that okay, we can give Lutch a little bit of grace because this is what he dealt with right before. So we're having fun right now. We're having fun right now. And even Mom said, wait, why didn't he just share his Netflix account with his friend and they could have watched it together? Because he wanted free shit from me. Shout out to Rowdy Ruff. Welcome to the party. So honestly, you've got people who give out memberships all the time. If you had hung around, even in the chat after leaving the server, there would still be a chance it would be free. Context, I think there's a reason he doesn't have the subs IndianJesus does. Business ain't necessarily booming online on the online front for him and his buddy. Well, I mean, to be fair, I don't think that either of them use YouTube as their main I know, right? But to that point as well, I don't think they use YouTube or streaming as the way that they make money. But that's just going based off the Rolex.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
We're gonna get to the Rolex. We're only gonna go as far as the Rolex. Once the Rolex comes out, then the story is done. But showing your face helps. Maybe his strategy is to just cause problems in order to try and drag viewers over. Even if it is, it's not working. Again, in full fairness, I do not think that either of them are using YouTube as their main source of income. So like I am trying to build and build and build and build. Whereas if you just want to use it like as a diary, I completely understand that. And that's, I'm not going to knock somebody for not using YouTube the same way I am, but like you gotta understand that this is my job. So he goes on to talk about stacking paper, but yet I should give you free shit.
That there was a time where Kush just left Discord entirely because I don't.
Okay, great. Then that's the reason that he's no longer in the Discord. You're free to do whatever. I'm not blaming him for leaving. I'm just saying these are the rules.
No, if you knew what was going on, but me and Kush have been through a lot of shit. I've noticed that, every now and then.
Have I been through shit? I've been through shit. Am I asking you for free shit? Because I've been through shit? I just found out my dog's going to die. I just found out this is probably going to be the last Christmas that Morty has. Am I asking you for free shit? It's $3. Are you broke?
So let me see. We met you like 2 years ago. You would come into my chat, and we would have, quick back and forth. And I appreciate that. Appreciate you stopping by. It's just nice to see you that you're still subscribed.
And do you come over and say hi in my chat? Oh, no, you don't. Oh, okay.
I hope you still say.
Ooh, not subscribed.
No, quick back and forth, and I appreciate that. Appreciate you stopping by. It's nice to see you that you're still subscribed. I hope you still stay subscribed.
Bro, I haven't been subscribed for so long.
Smash that like, share with your friends. I appreciate you.
Well, we'll definitely we'll definitely hit the like button. We hit the like button on any video that we like, and I will also drop the link in the chat because if you would like to watch that whole thing, I implore you to do so. We are not going to be doing that, but
me, promo myself in your Discord server. I do appreciate that, and everybody else that lets.
And actually, I don't. Well, good point, because that's against the rules. Yet I still let him do it.
That lets both me and Kush do that. But the thing is, but
it's not enough, is it? It's never enough.
My angle is
your angle. See, that's the difference. That's the difference between you and me, homie. I don't have an angle with you.
I'm by surprised by that. And then, on your live stream, you even brought it to bear. Let's go over there really quick.
Why don't we? So maybe he was just confused.
I have to find it
as to what I was saying. Maybe he just thought the Discord was free, but specifically the fight.
This one right here. I came in and
maybe it was specifically the fight that he thought I was charging for. Let's see.
I asked you, hey bro, can you mod up my friend Iridian Kush so we can join the VC? And then you kind of one off like this.
Unfortunately, is he members only? I don't know why he left the server. Yeah. So this is again repeating this, but this is after what I had already told him in Discord. I made it very, very clear that, at the time, it was a free place to join, and then eventually it would be closed off. I don't know why he left. He left. So,
I was kind of grandfathered in, I guess.
Yes.
I have not been in touch.
You were grandfathered in, as was Iridium Kush. But then he decided to leave. I don't know what to tell you. If you're grandfathered into something, then that means you have to be a part of that thing. When you leave, you're no longer grandfathered in.
Touch with you in a long time.
He only so this stream, you see that the comments are off, comments are turned off, the likes are off, and the chat is not, the chat replay is not available, and it was subscribers only. And he did tag me in the video, but he didn't let me know that he was doing it, as I just let both of them know that we're talking about this. So if they would like to come up and say their piece, I'm going to let them do that. Instead, he just, did this little shady shit where, you tagged me, but I have no way to respond except for this. And actually, this is a little bit more fun, so I'm with it.
I'm, specifically because I've got so much going on in my real world.
Would I feel differently if he didn't take it public? Could there have been a chance for them to make amends? There's still a chance to make amends. I mean, as long it's clearly that you just don't understand that this is how YouTube works if you want it to be your job. Like that's just clear. So if you're willing to understand that, oh, okay, that's how it works. I'm not willing to pay the $3, and so therefore I'm not going to be in your server. And you're not mad at me because you're not asking anybody to be in your server. You're just saying if you would like to, yeah, okay, cool. Him going public, I don't give a shit. I'm trying to think, if it was a bigger channel, would I care more? I mean, I definitely feel like it's a good opportunity to no. So, I mean, I would feel differently in the sense that, like, this is a good opportunity to talk about it. Otherwise, this would just be something that, just another thing that I deal with and then just go on with my life. It's nice to be able to show you guys that this is constant. This is constant, either being misinterpreted or people asking me for shit or people expecting me to do shit. Or that's why I get frustrated when we talk about movie nights and you're like, well, why aren't you doing this, that? Like, I do all of the other things. Can you just fucking pick a movie at a time? That's where that comes from. So to be able to show you some of this guy, some of this stuff is good. I'm not upset. I'm very much aware that people don't understand what I'm doing. That has been from day one. I went into this calling myself the Indian Jesus as an atheist in right-leaning politics, understanding that people would not get it. So I'm not upset that he doesn't get it. It's just a little frustrating to experience the entitlement. What's first? It's how businesses works. They offer a service or product for payment. This is 101. This is 101 stuff. He'll maybe be pre 101. Well, apparently not. Apparently, we're getting business advice here. So let's get that actual common business sense. This is all just leading up. Once we get to the Rolex, then it'll all make sense.
Dude, I have not been in touch with you in a long time.
Right, which is why you don't get free shit. It's almost like we're not friends.
Specifically because I've got so much going on in my real world life.
Yeah, me too.
As does Kush.
Yeah, that's why I'm not asking you guys for free shit.
I have a park to run. Kush has an industry to run. Or
good for you guys.
We don't always have time to follow everybody on YouTube. It's like I still
not asking you to.
Haven't finished Kush's video that he posted the other day. After this stream, I think I got like 30 minutes left on it to catch up on it. It is a good stream. You should go over there and hang out with Kush sometime.
I'm good. I'm totally fine not hanging out with Iridium Kush. Not that Iridium Kush is a bad person by any means. I'm doing my own thing, and you guys seem not to be interested in that. You're doing your own thing, and even that's your boy, and you're not even. So why would I be interested in that when it's your boy? Oh, we're so tight. We've been through so much, and you didn't even finish the video. Make it make sense.
And the reason why is like, I'll get to it here in just a second, but
it's $3. Worth $3, and I'll tell you. You're going to show the fight because you're a cup. You don't come. Show the fight. I'm on YouTube, motherfucker. That was somebody else. Somebody else on Kick was like, "You should show the fight. Don't be a bitch." Shit about you, one person randomly on Rumble. Okay, I've got plenty of people. But again, the point is, in the midst of dealing with this, another person is now saying, "Oh, do this because that whatever." Shout out to Stevie the Gypsy. I don't know what that word is, so I'm not going to say it, but welcome to the party. You're watching on my channel that actually gives me money. So you could also join the YouTube channel or just send me $2 to go in the Discord. But no, I'm not going to risk my channel for some random person calling me. Sorry, bye. Going things I thought.
It's still a character, But the thing about it is like this. Like, okay, since we first met you see you got over 4,000 subscribers here. Was that 4,640? Is that right? That's pretty good growth in 2 years, man. You've been hustling.
Yeah. And that comes with not giving away free shit. In fact, it's actually come with a lot of giving away free shit, but to the people who deserve it.
Went over to your channel and I was like looking around. It's because it's been a while since I've been over there to check up on you and stuff.
Right. It has been a while, hasn't it? So all this, oh, well, we watch you and we do this for you. Like, either you're saying we're such good friends that I should just give you this, or you're saying that there's a benefit to me. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
But I was pretty impressed with your channel. We've actually grown too since you met.
So yeah, this is the main thing, and they've grown to 648 subscribers. Congratulations.
Yes. Ever since we broke out of the echo chambers, but we've been, constantly embattled. I'm pretty sure that some of that.
No, why would you be pretty sure that I know anything about your life? I don't know anything about your life. Respectfully, I don't care about your life. I don't know who you are. We interacted a few times online, but we are not friends. This is the parasocial relationship thing that pops up everywhere. He thinks because 2 years ago we talked digitally where I did not even see his face that now I owe him things. Sorry.
That drama, that we're involved in,
Yeah, again, listen to him. You probably know.
I'm pretty sure that some of that drama, that we're involved in, but I go over to the channel.
I know that.
And yeah, 4.6, 140 subscribers or something like that. 1.5 thousand videos. Dude, you've been hustling. I only got like 400 or 500 on mine, dude. I mean, I don't have that type of time to, you must be making a good profit, off your channel, to be, doing that,
Oh, so is that what it is? That, oh, I'm making enough money, so I should give you some. And I'm not, but sure. It's a live stream. It's a live stream. It's not, I don't get AdSense. So the money that you guys see being given to me is the money that I get.
Yeah. I remember this. Okay. So.
Oh, you had to refresh yourself. You're so frequent that you had to refresh yourself.
It's kind of like when I was asking you to.
No, my mommy bought that to decorate my apartment or my condo.
To mod up Kush, it's kind of like, I was asking you to do, do a favor for me.
Yes, you were asking me to do a favor for you. Why should I do a favor for you? Got it.
And because of what Kush has been through, and because he had to leave Discord, in a lot of different channels and everything, because he was so in battle with this character assassination campaign. You can go back on my channel. Where's my channel at? It's here somewhere.
Come on, guy. Get it ready before you start the stream. You're not even doing
and,
a video.
Dude, I have a fucking history. Oh, just on this alone. I got way more videos than this, but I had to private a lot of shit due to security concerns.
None of this has anything to do with me. None of this has any. This is all justification why I should give him free shit.
But I go way fucking back in all this about going to bat for Iridium Kush when nobody else would.
We're right there. We're right here.
So when you're over there, doing whatever it is you do on your channel. See, I was over here, defending an innocent man being falsely accused, of some bullshit. And it goes way back, man. Well over 2 years ago. So I do have a lot of content, about what me and him have both been through, over the past 2 years, And as a fellow content creator, dude, I'm just not some rando who just happened to cross your channel asking you if you.
Yes, you are. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you think that's different. But you literally are some rando. I don't know your name. I don't know what you look like. I don't know what you think. I don't know anything about you. You are literally the definition of some rando. I don't know you. But yet I owe you. Nope. Hey, shout out to Andy Film. Said plot twist. The artwork over the couches is actually made by Rolex. Well, I wasn't going to flex, but Thank you, sir. And of course, Morty very, very, very much appreciates the treat. All right, we're getting to the good part, and then we are headed to the after party for members only.
And as a fellow content creator, dude, I'm just not some rando who just happened to cross your channel asking you if you could, mod up my friend so I can have a conversation with him in the VC and hang out with your crew and we can have a good time having a back and forth. I mean, I understand if you got a business to run and everything like that, but from one content creator to another, I would never say that to you, what you said to me.
That I have things for sale and people need to buy them in order to get them. Then That doesn't seem like good business. But again, do you? If you want to give shit away for free, I'm not stopping you.
Friday night. And I guess that's what makes us different. I have,
I am not arguing with that. And I showed you the thing. So I showed you the entire conversation. So you judge for yourself.
a different business model than you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I make money for the thing that I do. Do you? You're certainly not making money from YouTube, and that's fine. But you're about to start talking. I'm getting ahead of myself again. But you're about to start talking about stacking paper. How do you do that if you don't offer a good or service in exchange for money?
the thing about it is this, is like, Kush has come a long way in 2 years as a content creator. We don't have many subs. We've been gatekept for a very, very long time, but it's not about subs. It's about networking and talking to people, and that's one thing that me and Kush focus on. We're on a mission from God, so to speak, as the meme goes.
I don't believe in God.
And we play every now and then about the Blues Brothers and shit. But, the thing about it is like, Kush is a very respectable businessman. He holds up an entire industry up on his shoulders. I mean, literally. And
then just pay the $3. Just pay the $3 then. It's $2.99.
Entire industry on his shoulders, and he's worked hard to get to where where he's at. He's cut his teeth. He's paid his dues. He's taken a lot of shit from people,
Therefore, you, Lutch, owe him your money.
And he stacks more paper to the ceiling than you do. Take a good look at that.
You think you did a thing.
It's kind of like this, I don't know if you have any management experience, any restaurant or bar experience or something like that. It's kind of like, if I'm running a business operation, and I got a line of people at the door, that want in and shit, I'm just not going to let anybody in. Right. I want to allow, people with some street cred, into my.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. I am not trying to be that guy who's like, oh, you don't have as many subs as me, so I'm better than you. But we're talking about YouTube, and you're talking about street cred. That literally means subscribers, which you don't have. So first, now we're such good friends. Yep. We're such good friends that you should just give this to me. Now, we've changed it around. Now, I'm worth so much that it's going to benefit you to give me free shit. Okay, fine. What benefit do I get? How does my life benefit by giving Rolex Man free shit? That's a direct question to you, Bullets. What do I gain? Because I thought this was about friendship, but apparently not. Now we're switching gears here, moving the goalpost. So I'm glad we can be honest and admit that we are not friends, that you just think you're good enough and better than me or whatever the fuck you think. I don't know what you think, but you think that watch somehow gives you the street cred that I should just give you shit. And I should give you that shit because it's good business for me. How? Shout out to Funk Master General with the $5. I think we got a new sponsor. Thank you. I will do I'll do some math in a moment. But we also got Patrick C. Right? Exactly. If he had only done that, then clearly he really, thank you, Patrick. Clearly, they really wanted to be part of the club. That's all it would have taken. But your ego is so big that, well, I got a Rolex, bro. I shouldn't have to spend $3. Well, hey, bud, I don't have a Rolex. So maybe $3 isn't a lot to you. But you're right. I don't stack paper. So why the fuck, if you're rich, asking to take money out of a poor man's pocket? What the fuck are you talking about? Right click said, as annoying as all this YouTube poop drama is to me, it's still pretty retarded. This guy's invested 2 hours of content over the $3. It's like better off dead. Where's my $2? That's what that's what I'm doing here. I just need to gauge your guys. Like, am I insane? Is this a norm? Is this how normal people behave? Again, networking with who? With who? These same 600 people that I knew when we had the discussion, and then they didn't come over to my channel the first time? Like, what are you talking about? Anyone says, does Instagram have a bar and restaurant experience? There's a mile-long line of broken-hearted hostesses in NJ after IG has run through them. Well, I mean, if they have a Rolex. That's what I was asking if anybody knows about watches. Like, that does, I mean, a Rolex is a Rolex, sure, but that doesn't look, like, I wouldn't buy that. That's not a nice-looking watch. Like, it's cool to have a Rolex. But if that was the only Rolex I could afford, like, I would still wear this. This looks better than that. If you're going to have a status symbol, it should have status. But, like, that's like getting a 3 Series. Like, that's, yeah, it's a BMW, but, like, is it, though? Is it, though? All right, let's go a little bit, bit more.
You know, people with some street cred.
Oh, that's what you meant? Does
You know,
Indian
into my
Jesus have
establishment.
does Indian Jesus have bar and restaurant experience? Yes. In fact, I do. And not a long line, but a couple of them. Bubby said, I like having a watch that displays the correct time. I don't. This has been broken since day one.
People with some street cred, you know, into my establishment, you know, to bring in more people with more street cred and their entourage and so forth. The thing about it is like this, is like, you know, I'm not going, you know, if it were my establishment, I'm not going to charge.
Again, even if that was the case, you guys were already in the server. What benefit was I getting the past 2 years? None. So what do I gain from letting you into my paid service and spit all over all of you who actually do pay to be there? I bet you it's pretty cool.
The man wearing a fucking...
Well, I don't know.
The thing about it is like this, is like, you know, I'm not going, you know, if it were my establishment, I'm not going to charge the man wearing a fucking Rolex who stacks paper to the fucking ceiling and holds up an entire industry up on his own fucking shoulders and who has paid his fucking dues $2.99 to get in my fucking Discord server.
Guess when I found out that he owns a Rolex? This stream. So you're using the fact that he stacks paper and he's got a Rolex as a reason that I should let him in, but you didn't tell me that he stacks paper or has a Rolex. All you said was, well, we were friends. We talked 2 years ago. So which is it? Is it we're such good friends? I support you so much, even though I haven't talked to you in 2 years. Is it that I've been through so much, so I deserve whatever you have? Or is it that you having a Rolex benefits me? And if that's the case, fine. How does it benefit me? You answer that question, you get your permissions.
That's stupid.
I agree, you're stupid.
And that's where, you know, men like, you know, me and you part ways because, you know, I don't really think...
We parted ways a long time ago when I unsubscribed from your channel because I wasn't enjoying your content. Ways have been parted. Anything said, this doesn't make any sense. You wouldn't charge the rich guy $2.99, so that means you would charge the poor folks $2.99, but not the rich guy.
Bingo.
But hey, they stack paper and they got a Rolex, all right, Indie Film? So who are you to question their street cred? Dix Insider said, wait, Rolex is simping for another guy, right? I don't know, but Patrick sees that I don't have a Rolex, but I just spent $2.99. Your argument is invalid. And dilly dilly to you, sir. Sorry, let's, I think I want to see, yeah, okay, so he pulls up a little bit more of the video. Let's see what he says about the video. Yo, we're cool, bro.
I think you understand, you know, I mean, I understand, you know, that you got a channel to run, you know, you're marketing it. I'm not saying that to you, but the way you came off, like, matter of fact, like, if you can't afford $2.99, you know, I don't want him anywhere near my fucking channel.
That's not what I said. I said, if you can't afford $2.99, I don't know what to tell you. Do we need to look at it again? We can look at it again, or you can just scroll back in the video. Because I showed the Discord. I laid it out very clearly that was already the rules. Now you're out here flexing your Rolex and crying about $3. It's for members. This is fairness. It's not about you. The world doesn't revolve around you. Just because you've been through some shit doesn't mean that you're owed everything that everybody else has.
Is the way you came off, to both me and Kush. So what are you saying? You want us to unsubscribe and fucking, just your channel from here?
I genuinely do not care. You don't watch anyway. You don't interact anyway. It literally would make zero difference in my life. I don't know if you are subscribed. I don't know if either of you are subscribed. You know why? Because you never are here. You're never talking. So what does it change my life? I don't care. Please unsubscribe. The perception that like oh guys, no, please come back. How am I gonna live my life without these two guys that I forgot about that haven't talked to me in 2 years? What am I gonna do? I didn't ask for this. You asked for this. You're asking for shit from me.
Here on out, because that's the way you made it sound.
All right then.
The way you came off, the way you presented yourself.
And I stand on business, baby. So whatever you got from that.
You just basically told two content creators, to hit the fucking bricks.
Yup. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what the fuck I said. When two content creators of all people, come out and with their fucking hands out, you're goddamn right. If somebody doesn't have a channel, doesn't understand what goes on behind the scenes, that's one thing. They just see you sitting in a chair and talking. So I get it. Before I was a content creator, I thought, this is the easiest thing in the world. But you fucking know exactly what goes behind this shit. And yet, you should just get it for free. Why? Give me one fucking good reason.
Content creators that fucking have a following and stack paper to the fucking ceiling, who have real fucking job, who own homes, who have business experience and have had 6-figure salaries and, and make fucking $1 million contracts. Fuck the $2.99, dude.
Okay. I'm not, then that's fine. I was not asking you to please watch with me. I did not care one little bit. And guess what? We did watch it and we had a good time and you weren't there. And I didn't think about the fact that you weren't there until you made this stream. But Master General said, hate to break it to you, but I'm actually bullet cushion disguise. Oh no, I've been here the whole time. No, you have to pay to be here. This is not a free show. No, I need this. It matches. It matches the fucking thing. And I specifically matched the logo to the watch because I already had the watch. I need the watch. I need it more than I need a Rolex.
Fuck that. If you're growing a business, you want to surround yourself with successful people.
Yeah. I'm not. I'm trying to be. I'm trying not to be that guy. But you keep bringing up success in the context of YouTube. Like my channel's almost 10 times the size of yours, dude. What are we talking about?
I'm bringing in my friend Iridium Kush, who by far, is one of the most successful people in my community.
Okay, how much money has he given me so far? None? Okay, how much does he plan to give me in the future? None? Okay, then what the fuck does his success have anything to do with me? Make it make sense. He's been saying the quiet part out loud. He's been saying, I have a Rolex, I'm better than you, so you should give me shit. Oh man, I can't believe that you would, you know what I mean? Matthew King said, I'd rather surround myself with good people than successful people. I said, shit. Me too. A little more. They're going to go to the video. I'm trying not to stop it, but
I have more. I have JC Blanch over at Thailand Inner Circle. Very successful. Trying to launch his Thailand Inner Circle thing off.
Okay, how much money have I gotten from him? None? Got it.
Group full. Gonna go good. Take a look and see how that's working out for you. Like, there's successful people like Iridium Kush. Successful people.
But your success is irrelevant to me if you're not giving me any money. How does your success benefit me if you're not giving me any of that success? It does not benefit me at all for you to have money. It benefits me for me to have money. And again, I ask, how did you earn that Rolex? Did you offer a service or good in exchange for money? 'Cause Because that's what I'm doing.
Like myself, I understand that, you're running your channel how you see fit. Okay, so let's go take a look and see how that's working out for you really quick.
All right, why don't we?
Is this it? Yeah, I think this is it. This is the tail end of your show.
Oh, you're going to use the tail end of the fact that nobody was watching a fucking boxing fight that was not on the screen for a political channel. Okay, dude. I cannot wait. I didn't see this part. Let's see.
You got some merch there. That's cool, dude. Like, how's the merch sales going? I'll get to comments in a minute.
What are we doing here, pal? You're just showing me typing? I know I'm beautiful, but what are we doing?
Here. Scorchins.
My God, that look! Slow, calm, powerful, and ready. The same look from before. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm ready. I'm ready. Put a one in the chat if you are ready. What do you like? This isn't proving anything. The fight is what we're watching, and it's not on the stream. As you showed before, I was telling somebody I'm not going to do it. I don't know what you think you're proving here. Sandra Thought said, truly successful people do not talk or brag about how successful they are. Same with people who have actual money. Let's see. All right. What is even? What is?
You need a crickets button. Chirp, 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 chirp.
We're watching the fight, you moron. We're watching the fight. We're watching the fight. And I do have a crickets button. But things were happening. If you were not so broke and you actually paid the $2.99, you would have known what was going on. Oh my God. Somebody fucking tell this kid what a fucking watch party is. He really thinks that this is a dig. He really thinks that this is a win. Bro, we're watching something that's not on the screen. We're already watching something. And you know that. You know that because you're here begging to do it and then did a 2-hour stream on it. Oh yeah, his channel's going bad. Is there anybody here who's watching this who's not in the Discord? We're down to 6 viewers now. Because it's a boxing channel, right? Oh, it's a politics channel. So if I'm not talking about politics and there's not a lot of people here, that means that my channel's doing bad. Okay, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm only seeing Guamzak and fucking.
No, I left, dude.
Oh, you're not there. But if I ended the stream, you would join us, right? Because like now I'm burning my own shit, like the view duration, all that shit. Like again, all of that. I'm doing that all for you, and now I'm getting shit for it. Exactly. Notice the silence there. You on the crickets? What you got to say about that? Yeah, this is extra stuff. I already did the stream here, Bullets. The stream is done. This is extra. Some people are just too dumb to understand reality. Exactly. This isn't a boxing channel. That's why everybody left when we were watching boxing. Notice how we're still talking about politics and culture, and everybody's here. Crazy. I'm fine with it, but like, I'm not gonna be bullied.
No, not bull. Dude, didn't really care.
Right, well,
Just really didn't care. Not
there's a lot of other people here.
Dude,
I would love if you would speak up.
The tone.
So, if we
the
get some
tone was all
commentary
wrong. The way you came off, on me and shit.
to let me know. It was in text, so you don't know what tone I had until after you already took the wrong tone and then read into what I was saying and thought that I was charging a surcharge for the fight. I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know what to tell you. And there is fucking that is 22 minutes of a 2-hour stream, and the Rolex comes back up. What is this? Women having fewer children. Okay, that's relevant. He must need that $2.99 badly. Yeah, I do. I'm not fucking I'm not pretending I don't need money. I don't understand what you think you're doing here. Yes, correct. I need money in order to live. I am deciding to do all of this free shit because I care. So yes, I need money. That's how the world works. But I don't know. Maybe one day he'll grow up and he'll learn. He'll learn, about money and business and all those things, and getting a real Rolex. But thank you guys for helping me bulk up. I really do appreciate it. Shout out to Jonathan Dixon, Unwanted Foe, Onions, Orion's 555. We had Indie Film, Right Click, Guam Tech with the triple. We had Unwanted Foe again with the $10 and a 5. We had our boy Reggie. Funkmaster General came in with another 20 and a 2. Indie Film again. And Funkmaster. And of course, since Iridium Kush can't afford it to spend it all on his Rolex, Patrick C showing up when it really counts. Thank you so very, very much for hanging out, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, of course, you know that this is Morty, and I have been your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus. Make sure if you got a membership, we are heading right over to the after party I just joined. All right, meow. Come on over there. Until then, guys, we are out of here. Peace.